Second date. Am I late?
I don't.
Maybe I am, but I tried and I cried and you lied.
What?
Now I vape. Flavors. Grape. So desperate, so sexless. In fact, I'm so whack.
Mm-hmm.
Fade to black. Thank you.
Do we snap?
Thank you.
Snap, right?
Thank you very much, everybody.
That was slam poetry.
Why
man.
did I start today's second date update with a beautiful poem? Well,
Yeah.
because I'm a poet.
Yeah, obviously.
And also, so is Mark, who's on the line for a second date update today. That's how he says he met the girl that he wants to call today at a poetry reading. Mark, were you impressed by my work, sir?
You know what? Not half bad.
Thank you very much.
And you're a liar already, Mark.
So, yeah, your email said that you're a poet, huh?
Yeah, I'd like to think so at least.
That's awesome. Are you able to make a living doing that?
Oh, no, not at all. But
okay.
I go to, no.
Oh, okay.
But I go to open mic shows and whatnot, get to meet new people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of us really artistic poets aren't recognized until after our death.
Exactly.
You
So
know.
we've got plenty of time.
Yes.
So,
So how did you meet the girl that you want to call today? You met her at a poetry reading?
Yeah, I was at an open mic, and I was reading a few poems, and one of them, the last one, got really well received. I got a really great applause from it. So that was exciting.
Cool. What was it about?
Well, the one that people really liked was about a breakup I had a couple of years ago that was more of an event, really, than a breakup.
Was it sad or was it empowering? What was the tone of your breakup poem?
It was sad from my end, but no, she came over livid, and I guess the climax of it was that I had a large candle in the middle of my coffee table that was lit, and she was so mad that she took it and threw it across the room, and it smashed on the wall.
Whoa,
Well,
that's crazy.
Cool.
You don't realize this wax is really hard to clean up.
Yeah.
So you read a poem about this breakup, and that's what attracted the girl to you?
I guess so. She came up to me at the bar and said, I really, really enjoyed it. And I thought that was great that she liked it.
Hey, there's nothing better than bonding over some crazy ex stories, because that's just what it sounds like to me.
Exactly. And what better way to talk about it than through poetry?
Yeah.
Right. All right. So did you guys hang out at the bar for a little while? And
Yeah, we hung out there for a little while, and I asked her if she wanted to go grab a drink somewhere else. We went across the street to a bar that she liked and had a couple drinks, and it was going really well until I was trying to compliment her, but it's so boring to hear oh, you're gorgeous, oh, you're so smart. I feel like women hear that all the time.
No, not enough. Never enough.
Not enough.
Yep. But continue.
Well, I should have gone. I should have gone simply because the compliment I went with, and I stand by it. Let me say first, I stand by it.
Okay.
I told her that she is beautiful like a snail.
That's terrible.
yeah, that doesn't sound like a
Okay,
compliment.
but I explained myself. I said snails, in my mind, are beautiful creatures because they have this, gorgeous exterior that keeps them protected, but on the inside they're very soft and vulnerable and beautiful in a way.
Still.
Yeah, I think maybe you could have gone with something else.
And you don't know her well enough to know that she's vulnerable on the inside either.
Well, aren't we all? That's what I was going with.
I think so. Yeah, we all have a
Very deep.
tough outer shell, and then once you get through that, we have these slimy little insides that if you sprinkle some salt on it, we wither up and die.
Not exactly, Jubal.
I see where you're going, but that's because we connect on a different level because we're poets.
Oh, right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so she wasn't wooed by you comparing her to a snail.
I guess not. It's better than a slug, I think, but
Not that different, really. Did her mood change after that?
yeah, I'd say so. The conversation got a little more difficult after that. And then at the end of the night, I just said, I had a great night. And she immediately stuck out her hand for a handshake.
Yeah.
And that was it, huh?
Well, she did give me her number, which was, encouraging.
Right.
But that was before I called her a snail. I told her she was beautiful like a snail. Beautiful like a snail. That's what I mean.
Maybe
So you ended it with a handshake.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're going to play a song, Mark.
Oh, no.
And then we're going to come back. I got nothing, Mark. Do you have anything that will rhyme for me?
bong. Song bong.
We'll come back and right the wrong.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I
Right
like
the
that.
wrong.
Right, the wrong
Song like that.
All right, we're going to play a song, Mark. And then we're going to come back and right the wrong.
There it is.
Off the top of my head. Boom.
Brilliant.
Yep, first try. All right. Hold on, man. We'll be back right after this. Hold on. Let's try this again.
Uh-huh.
If you're just tuning in, second date, big mistake. Mark's irate. Date is a flake.
Okay.
So So gone. So bad. Never any encouragement from Dad.
Uh-oh.
Why, Mark's dad? Was it so hard to care? Instead, you were careless, and now Mark's in distress. Hold him. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Give yourself
God,
a flag?
I don't know. That sent chills down my spine.
It's very deep, very deep.
God,
at all.
Mark's dad. That's what the real mystery
Well.
we should be solving right now, not this date thing.
What it all came down to, I think, in that poem right there.
What?
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, Mark is on the phone, and Mark is a poet. He met the girl that he wants to call today at one of his poetry readings. He goes to open mic nights a lot, and she came up to him after he was done and really liked one of the poems that he read about his crazy ex-girlfriend. They talked at the bar for a little while and then went somewhere else to hang out, and he says that her mood kind of changed when he said that she was as beautiful as a snail.
Yeah.
He was trying to say that she was like hard on the outside, but soft on the inside like everybody, but he thinks she didn't really like that very much. He ended the date with a handshake, but has her phone number and has tried to reach out to her, and she hasn't responded to anything. Mark, do we need to talk about those issues with your dad first, or you want to just do the second date?
Yeah, I think that's a longer show than this is.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just glad he's not in tears over the whole thing.
Well, dial her phone number right now, get her on the phone, and see if we can figure out what went wrong, all right?
Great.
And I'll stop with all the bad poetry.
Will you, though?
Thank you.
I don't think you will.
Well,
I don't trust you at all.
I can't make that promise.
Yeah.
I found a new passion, Mark, because of you.
It's burning inside.
All right, I'm going to dial the phone number and see if we get her on the phone. Here we go. Oh, Mark, I never even asked what her name is. What's her name?
Oh, it's Lizzie.
Lizzie. Sorry, I was so wrapped up in my own poetry, I forgot to ask. All right, I'll dial Lizzie's phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Lizzie, please?
This is her speaking. Who's calling?
Hi, Lizzie. This is Jubal from Brooke And Jubal in the morning.
Okay. Where? What is this?
It's a radio show.
That's odd. I've never been called by radio before.
Well, cool. There's a first for everything. Any idea why I'm calling you?
No idea.
Okay, well,
Contemplating hanging up.
no, please don't. Please don't hang
No,
up.
no,
Yeah,
no.
don't hang up. You're going to be very interested in this phone call.
Okay.
Because it involves, I'm sure, one of the many men that's vying for your attention. Beating down your door.
I guess you're implying that I go on lots of awesome dates.
Well, I heard you're as beautiful as a snail, so I figured you're probably going out on a lot of dates.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Uh-oh.
Does it remind you of somebody named Mark?
Yeah, actually.
That's not a bad giggle. That is kind of a positive giggle that you have right there.
Well, I mean, that was kind of cute.
Cute.
It was cute. Okay.
Liked it.
So, yes, Mark is the guy that asked us to call you. He says that you met after one of his poetry readings, and he really enjoyed spending time with you, but now you're not answering any of his phone calls or text messages. And he was hoping we could find out why.
Well, it wasn't like the best date ever.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
He said he thought that you liked him until he said the line about being as beautiful as a snail.
I mean, the snail thing, I was like, what? That's weird. But it was like, I don't know, I guess he was just trying to be like dorky and poetic and find meaning in nothing and then make it something.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, you know, like he's trying, so that's nice. But
So wait, it wasn't the snail line?
no, it wasn't the snail line that got me.
Was the date already bad before the snail line? Because he thought that that was the turning point.
No. I mean, he made fun of me.
What?
Like how?
Well, we were just talking about poetry and stuff, you know, like you do at places where people will go and talk about poetry. And
Makes sense.
Yeah.
so he asked me, you know, who my favorite poet was, and I told him, and he just laughed at me. He just made fun of me and for it. So I thought, wow, this guy is kind of a joke.
Oh, wow. So you brought up
what?
your favorite poet and he laughed at your taste?
Yeah, it just shot me down. Like,
Messed up.
Did you tell him that?
we talked about it. We kind of felt like we were arguing and going back and forth, and it was just not comfortable. And
I like how he asks your opinion and then says, that's a bad opinion.
yeah, maybe he thought I was joking, but I definitely wasn't, because my answer was one of my biggest inspirations. So when he shot me down, I was like, wow, this guy's a f***ing ass.
Wow, yeah.
Okay, well, who's your biggest inspiration?
So I said that my favorite poet was Dr. Seuss, and he laughed at that.
That's awesome, though.
And now the guy in the background's laughing. Great.
Yeah, but
You don't
that's just-
expect people to talk about great poets, and then, I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not a big poetry guy, but I wouldn't think
Well, I
Dr.
mean-
Seuss like.
I thought she's kidding.
See, yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't matter, like, anytime I bring it up, everyone's going to think that I'm kidding, like it's a joke. And see, he's laughing again.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I can tell
So
you're
frustrating.
you're getting upset, and
I'll stop.
Jose laughs at everything,
Yes.
so don't worry about that. Okay, he laughs at everything. But
Okay.
I will tell you this: Mark is actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
Sorry if that makes you even more upset.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Dr. Seuss? That's what this is about?
Well, yes, that's what offended me. Like, you really hurt my feelings because I, vulnerable like a little snail, opened up and told you something that I liked, and then you just like shoved it right back in my face, and it was rude. It was like,
I
you
genuinely
had no
thought you
respect
were
for,
kidding.
No, you have no respect for me. So why would I call you back?
It's not that I don't have respect for you, Lizzie. We had a great time. I'm just saying Dr. Seuss is who inspired you to be I mean, what is
Well,
that?
yeah, I mean, obviously you cannot get past that. Then, like, if you can't, deal with the real me, then you don't deserve it. So.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish is not a poem.
I think it is.
Yeah, it rhymes.
It definitely is a poem. And
It's a poem for children. I thought we were talking about real poets. I thought we were having a grown-up conversation, and then you start talking about, everyone loves the Grinch, but I'm not 10 years old anymore.
Mark, you need to back off right now.
Oh.
What? Am I offending you right now? Does anyone else there actually think Dr. Seuss is a real poet?
Oh, come on.
I mean, truly.
Maybe the people that bought the over 600 million copies of his work that was sold, yeah, maybe that counts for something. What have you sold?
Ouch.
Okay, well, maybe I haven't sold anything, but did Dr. Seuss go to open mics every weekend trying to, perfect the craft? No, he didn't.
Do we know that for sure? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe Dr. Seuss did go to open mics.
That'd be
I
awesome.
guarantee Dr. Seuss never opened up to a live audience in a dive bar. I bet he was at home scribbling down children's writing.
I can't believe how ignorant you are right now. He went to Dartmouth College. I'm sure he had to speak in front of many people.
How do you know so much about him?
That's interesting.
Like I told you, if you didn't listen to me before, he is one of my biggest inspirations. So, yeah, I'm going to know some stuff about him. And, you don't even have a clue what you're talking about. You're the one that called me.
Look, if I wanted to be a hack like Dr. Seuss and write about cats and hats and bats, then I could. And you know what? I could probably sell 1 million copies. But I don't. I go up there and I talk about my feelings and the world around me like a real poet's supposed to.
I find it hard that I even have to defend myself in regard to Dr. Seuss. Other than writing children's books and poems, I mean, he's very political and he has all kinds of hidden symbolism in Green Eggs and Ham. And
Oh, my God. No, that's not. What is the symbolism in Green Eggs and Ham? Food poisoning? Bad meat?
Yeah, Michael, why don't you go back to your own apartment and write your whiny poems about your ex-girlfriend, because that's clearly the only type that you can get.
Oh.
Well, okay, great. Why don't you just go back to the bookstore and sit in the children's section on a mini stool and read your pop-up books? How about that?
Whoa.
Ouch.
Always
Yeah, it would be
more.
more pleasant than talking to you, that's for sure.
I thought for sure we would get you on the phone, Mark, and you'd apologize and say, "Oh my God, I didn't mean to diss your inspiration. I'm sorry."
I would have if she didn't double down on it. I mean, good Lord.
Good
Is that
Lord.
not what is that not what this whole phone call is about? Just to make fun of me some more?
No, it was
it
it was
wasn't.
to try to get you a second date with Mark, which if you would like a second date with Mark, Lizzie, we will pay for it. Would you like to go out with him again?
No, hell no. That is the last thing that I would want to do. I'd rather go sit in the children's section of the library and read pop-up books. Thank you.
It does sound pretty
Yeah.
fun, actually.
Never call me again.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey, Mark,
Yeah.
no second date for you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it.
But I did, in that time, write a poem about it if you want to hear it.
I
God, no.
I would love to.
No.
Don't put me on the spot like that. I didn't actually have anything prepared.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Judging by the text messages we're getting in at 78592, it's official. Dr. Seuss is a real poet.
I think so.
If you missed today's second date update, that was taped when Brooke was still here. She's out on maternity leave. Jackie is filling in. But Mark wanted to call Lizzie. They met at a poetry night, an open mic night. She was there, saw him performing, and liked him. So they hung out a little bit, and she wasn't calling him back. Why wasn't she calling back? Well, because he was very offended that she said her favorite poet was Dr. Seuss.
I hate people get offended.
Yeah, just went on to rip her about her tastes in poetry. Just like, you don't understand what a real poet goes through. I think he even said the line, did Dr. Seuss go to open mic nights every week and work on his poetry? I doubt it.
You didn't have to.
And
Dang. It's like a hardcore poet.
yeah,
He's
everybody
an artist.
texts again at 78592 can't stand this guy and said he's super pretentious and she shouldn't go out with him. And she decided to not go out with him again.
Good.
Good.
Unfortunately, because I think they would have made a great couple. He could have really taught her a lot about poetry. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back. But you should know if you're out with someone who's a poet and you bring up Dr. Seuss, that's the reason they're not calling you back. The woman on the phone for a second date update today and myself have something in common.
Uh-oh.
Both big fans of Ultimate Frisbee. That's right.
What?
You're a fan of Ultimate Frisbee?
Well, I've only played once.
How does that make you a fan?
And I think her experience with Ultimate Frisbee was better than mine.
Really?
All I got out of it was a bunch of people at a park calling me a maniac and a lunatic.
What?
A
Why?
sadistic freak, whatever that means.
Why would they say
I didn't know you
that?
weren't supposed to take a baseball bat to play Ultimate Frisbee. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But then I get labeled all kinds of names.
Yeah.
But Jesse actually got a date out of playing Ultimate Frisbee, and I don't think had a restraining order slapped on her either. Unless I'm wrong, Jesse. Am I wrong?
No.
You didn't bring a bat to the game or an axe or anything like that then.
No.
Yeah.
Good.
Boring.
I wish somebody would have told me beforehand. But your email said that you met the guy you want to call today playing Ultimate Frisbee.
Yeah, I'm kind of a spontaneous person, and I like trying out new things. And I was online, and I saw this game thing, so I was like, I want to do that. I've never played before.
Was it a singles, like, meetup type thing?
No, not necessarily. It was just sort of like young people.
So how was it when you went out there and played? Did you find out you were amazing at Ultimate Frisbee and had no idea?
No, I'm actually really bad, apparently. But there was this one guy who was really good. Like, probably had been playing with that group of people for a long time. And
And I know that's what really turns ladies on, is a guy who can handle a Frisbee.
It's actually
Am I
not.
right?
It's not too far from a lie.
Really?
no, it was actually really nice because, you have to have a certain grace,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Any athletic man on a field that is good is sexy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was really sexy. So I was trying to get his attention a little bit, and so during a break, I was like standing by him, and he like offered me some of his Gatorade. He was like, "Here, it looks like you could use some of this."
See,
You look thirsty.
offered you some Gatorade, huh?
Yeah, he offered me some. It was blue,
Wait a minute, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sharing out of the same bottle, that means he doesn't think you're gross.
Right. That's why I was excited because I was like, okay, so breaking the ice, sharing Gatorade, you
Yeah.
know.
Already like you guys kissed.
Yeah, right. Next step, swap and spit.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was just like super straightforward and like immediately was joking with me at my expense. And I don't know. I like that. Give it to me and, or
That's another thing that I've heard
Yeah.
women like. Another attribute that dudes have if they're able to do that.
Man.
I've heard it's a big deal for ladies. So, did you ask him out or did he ask you out?
he asked me out.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and which was great. We had a couple of drinks, had a nice meal, but I was a little annoyed because there were a lot of like kids there, and they were being really loud and just annoying, like they were like running all over the place.
Yeah.
And
At a fancy restaurant, they were?
it wasn't a fancy restaurant, but it was a, it was a decent restaurant, and I don't know, they were just so loud. And so I said to him, I was like, kids are annoying. Like, I don't know how people do it. And then he was just like, oh, I have a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was good.
What I meant was every kid except for yours is annoying.
Wow.
How'd you backpedal on that?
Yeah, well, no, I was like, no, just these kids. I'm sure your kid is great. It was really awkward, and I didn't know what to say. And he was really nice about it. He, like, joked with me. It was just like, no, I get it. Like, I have a kid. He's annoying. Like, I get it.
But
So
wait,
he
though.
agreed with you.
I mean, he just dropped on you that he had a kid. How did you feel about that?
I mean, it's weird, but I don't know. Like I said, I like to try new things.
So why not parenting? Yeah.
Being a mom, whatever, step parenting.
You know, I mean, I haven't dated a guy with a kid before, so why not, right?
Hey.
So how did everything end with him?
Well, I thought things were going smoothly, and then he took me home, kissed me on the cheeks, which, you know, is nice. I was hoping for a little bit more, but it was nice.
Yeah, especially from an ultimate frisbee player. Those guys are badasses. Like, they're usually not going for a kiss on the cheek at the end of the night, you know?
So do you think it's a kid thing that is the reason?
I mean, everything else was great. That was the only awkward moment that I could think of that probably would have kept him from calling me again, you know?
And how many times have you tried to reach out to him?
I sent him like a text a few days after and no reply. Yeah, so just once. But I really want to see him again. I really enjoyed our date.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay.
Okay, hang on. I'm honestly really surprised that Jessie, who was on the phone to do a second date update today, isn't getting a call back from the dude that she went out with. Because really, she has all of the qualities that men look for in a woman. She hates kids.
No.
That's pretty much it. That's the quality.
That's what you look for, Jubal.
That's the quality. And she has that. Right, Jessie?
No, I didn't say I hated kids. I just thought the ones in the restaurant were annoying.
If you're just tuning in, Jessie met the dude she wants to call today while playing Ultimate Frisbee. They went out to eat at a restaurant, and the only thing that she thinks might be the reason he's not calling back is because while they were there, she made a comment about how annoying the kids in the restaurant were. And that's when he said, "Oh, I have a kid." And
Yeah.
I guess it was a little awkward after that, but they got back to normal, and she ended with a kiss on the cheek, but hasn't heard anything since.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
And the thing is, you never really came back from that, and you never told him, like, no, I actually like kids. I could see myself being with someone with a kid. Is that what you want to tell him now if we get him on the phone?
It sounds a little desperate saying that, doesn't it? Like,
I don't know.
wanted to get away from the awkward moment.
Maybe you just address that it was a joke and move on instead of being like, no, I promise I want to be a mom. Like, I don't know. Either way, the date didn't work out for you, so I'm going to call him right now, see if we get him on the phone and find out what happened, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Douglas?
This is Douglas.
Hey, Doug. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
My name's Douglas. Who's this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay, who are you?
I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. My name is Jubal.
What do you need from me?
Well, I wanted to talk to you about a friend of ours who you know.
Okay.
Okay. You're a pretty quick and to the point guy, aren't you, Douglas?
Yes, I am. Why are you calling me?
Good question.
So you went out with a girl named Jessie recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like Jessie?
What business is that of yours?
Well, it's our business because she emailed us to see if we could talk to you and find out if you didn't like her.
I didn't hate her.
Whoa.
I just didn't feel it working.
Okay. Can you tell us why?
I don't feel we're at the same places in our lives, and it's just as far as personalities, temperaments, and patience goes, it's just not what I'm looking for in someone to date. Sorry.
Is it because you have a kid and she doesn't?
How do you know that?
Well, she told us a little bit about your date and said she thinks that's the reason you don't want to go out with her again.
It's just like the millennials. You can't deal with it yourself.
Wait, what? You just, like, put down a whole generation of people there?
Well, I'm not saying that every millennial is one of those things and behaves that way, but when I see a duck, I call it a duck.
It's a good way to be. So you thought she was a millennial duck.
No, Jubal.
Well, after having to listen to a 5-minute tirade that someone didn't tag her in a Facebook post, Yeah, kind of.
What?
Okay, wait.
Whoa.
I want to know about the tirade, but I'm really curious. Are you a 65-year-old man?
I'm a 30-year-old man with 2 kids with sole custody. I got a lot to do.
Okay.
I'm very busy. I just don't have time to screw around anymore.
Okay, and by her complaining about a Facebook post, you think she has time to screw around, and you don't?
It's not just that. She's complaining that I work a 10 to 8 or a 10 to 5 job, and I only got 8 hours of sleep last night, and her friends aren't tagging her in Facebook posts, and it's just. I mean, I don't think she's a bad person. I just don't have time for that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, you're a single parent of 2 kids.
I'm in a different place in my life. I'm sorry.
What? I mean, why didn't you just tell her that, though?
Well, I didn't want to come down on her as like, you're an idiot and I don't want to have anything else to do with you. I mean, we're already there on the day. And I don't think that. It's just like I said, we're just in different places in our lives. Right. We want different things. Maybe in a few years she might feel differently, but right now I don't have the time to do it.
So in your mind, it's just finish the date up, give her a kiss on the cheek, send her on her way, and you can get back to doing business.
Look, it's not doing business. It's called life. I'm actively participating in it, and I just got to get it done. I don't have time for the BS.
But, I mean, here's the thing with that. Like, I get that you have a lot on your plate right now, but you can't fault her for not having the same amount of stuff to deal with.
I'm not faulting her. I'm just saying that I don't have time for it. I'm sure there's plenty of other guys that can sympathize and want to listen to her about not getting tagged in a Facebook post. I'm not one of them.
All right.
And look, if you guys want to get back to her and just let her know, that'd be great. I'd appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I have a better idea. I can tell that you're, like I said, you're a man of business. Let's expedite it and just let you know that she's on the phone right now and you actually told her.
What are you talking about?
I mean, she's on the other line listening to this conversation and would like to speak with you real quick. If you have time, sir.
Sir?
She's not on the phone.
Yes, I am. Hi.
I'm sorry, Jesse, you had to hear that. I don't mean it maliciously, but it's the truth.
It just sounds like you're being really, really insensitive, honestly.
It's not about insensitivity. It's just,
no, it's that you don't want to empathize with my problems, that you think your problems are so much bigger and greater than mine are.
You were worried about a Facebook post. I have 2 kids to raise. Those are quantitatively much bigger problems.
Well,
I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. I don't mean to. It's just the way it is.
Listen, it wasn't about the Facebook post. It was the fact that it was posted by my roommate, okay? You have no idea what it's like to live with 2 other women. It's hard. It's really hard.
Are you kidding me? I can't even believe that sentence is coming out of your mouth.
I can't even. Because you have no idea. You have no clue. You've never done it before.
You have no idea what it's like to be responsible for 2 kids that you're responsible for keeping alive. You live with 2 kids, they're not your responsibility. I live with 2 kids, I am their responsibility. The buck stops with me. I'm not worried about Facebook posts. I'm sorry.
Please stop talking about my Facebook post and stop talking about your kids, okay? How hard can it be to raise 2 kids, okay? You just put them in front of a TV.
Whoa.
Guys,
why not?
Really, I'm starting to lose my patience. Like I said, she's not an evil person. I just do not have time for this nonsense anymore. I'm sure she'll do great. I'm sure she's going to find a great guy. I really got to go.
Okay.
Listen, working is hard, okay? I work from 10 to 5 with barely an hour lunch break, okay? That's difficult. And you don't even want to hear me out?
Yeah, hear her out, dude. 10 to 5.
All right, fine. You want to know something? Like the day that we met playing up at Frisbee, the kind of days off I get like that? I get one of those a month. Even when I have a day off, Jesse, I don't have a day off. I have to babysit 2 kids every second of the day. There's no time off for me. If I'm lucky, I get 5 hours of sleep a night.
That is the choice you made, okay? If you have 2 kids, that's your choice. You're going to be a father, okay? You can't blame me if I want to get more than 8 hours of sleep tonight.
Jesse, I'm not blaming you. I just don't want to date you.
Jesse, I think that you should probably just quit while you're ahead because he is being way nicer than I expected him to be to you.
I don't think so. I'd like to hear more from him.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think you guys would be a great couple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Douglas, would you like to go out with Jesse on another date? We will pay for it.
Come on, guys, please.
Please get you a second date?
Yeah, I don't think that's
Am I
what he
reading
meant.
into it wrong, Douglas?
Look, I appreciate that you're having a lot of fun on the radio, but I really got stuff to do. I'm sorry Jesse and I didn't get along. I'm sorry you guys couldn't put us back together for a date. Everything will be fine. The sun's coming up tomorrow. Nobody's going to die. But I have to go get my kids ready for school. Please, may I go?
All right.
Yep.
Well, we'll let you go, Douglas. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
All right. He is gone. Jesse, I'm
Whoa.
sorry that didn't work out for you.
I mean, I'm kind of blown away by it. I honestly thought it didn't go that badly. So,
You thought it didn't go badly?
He just denied you and hung up.
Well, Jesse, better luck next time, okay?
okay.
Okay. And I feel your pain about the Facebook tagging thing. It is so annoying when people leave you off of posts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He just didn't get it.
I know. What a jerk.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text message in at 78592 that says, that girl makes me ashamed to be a millennial. Talking about today's second date update. That was taped while Brooke was still here. Brooke is out on maternity leave. Jackie is filling in. But anyway, the couple, Jesse and Douglas, that's their names. Jesse wanted to call Douglas. He wasn't calling back after they had a great date. And the reason why is because he's a busy man with kids. And she has big problems too.
Yeah, she does.
She was really upset that her roommates didn't tag her in a Facebook post.
That gets me so riled up.
And she was also complaining about having to work from 10 to 5 with only an hour lunch break.
Oh my God.
Where does she work that they demand that of her?
I know. That is ridiculous. I'm sure she could call somebody. That's got to be illegal.
I mean, then she's going to get to the gym late, and then the bachelor's on late. I mean, there's so much going on in her life.
Those are such easy work hours.
I know. And the guy was he was kind of a jerk about it. You know, like, we're in two different places in life. I'm busy. I got kids, and she doesn't understand the pressures.
He's a little barky about it.
Yeah, he was.
you
He
know?
was a little angry about it, but almost everybody texting in at 78592 is taking his side just because of the trivial stuff that she complained about. But seriously, your roommates not tagging you in a Facebook post?
I mean,
No.
You live with them. It's so easy.
I think that's in the Constitution.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
You have to do that.
And then
wrong.
a lot of parents are mad at her because she used the line, well, you have kids, just put them in front of the TV or whatever, right? Super easy.
Don't even say that.
Then again, none of us do that.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back. The guy on the phone for a second date update today let his emotions get the best of him on his first date. And now I don't even know why he's on the phone to do a second date update. If I were him, I would not want to see this girl again. I actually don't even think I'd want to go in public again.
It's that
But
bad?
regardless, he emailed us and wants to do a second date update. His name is Keith. What's up, Keith?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh my God, Keith, I feel like you should be embarrassed for yourself, but I don't really know why yet.
Yeah,
Your email was crazy, man. I cannot believe what actually happened on your first date. We'll get into that in just a second. But first off, how'd you meet the girl that you want to call today? What's her name?
Allison.
Allison. So how did you meet Allison?
We met through an online dating site.
Okay, that's pretty normal.
I just haven't dated very much, and my friends finally convinced me to start doing some online dating. And I tried a couple of like the free online services, and just they were terrible. I had terrible experiences.
Yeah, the free ones are never good.
He sounds like the memory is still haunting him right now.
Oh yeah, PTSD. Like one girl I met within the first 5 minutes of our date, she asked me how much money I made.
Whoa!
Oh. Do you make a lot of money? I realize it's the first couple minutes we've met, but now I want to know.
Yeah. Having flashbacks. And when I wouldn't tell her, she literally was like, all right, well, this is done. And she left, and it was over.
Wow.
I can't believe you even continued online dating after such a horrible experience.
I know. And then the worst part is it didn't get any better. I met this other girl on a date, and she brought her dog, and I kid you not, she talked to the dog more than she talked to me.
Oh, man.
All right, so you've had a bad run.
Yeah, on these free. So I finally was like, okay, I'm going to sack up. I'm going to pay for like a paid service because maybe the quality will be better, you know? So
Right.
Is this the first date that you went on off of that paid site?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this one sounds like it went very well. I mean, at least for you.
Yeah, comparatively speaking, it started out great. Met Allison. We went to brunch.
Oh, that's a fun date.
Yeah, and just from the moment I saw her, instantly I knew like there was something there. She was gorgeous. I couldn't believe it.
Is
Okay,
this
and then
now-
right off the bat, she didn't ask you how much money you were making, or she didn't have a dog with her, so that's a plus.
she's off to a great start.
But I feel like you've lowered your standards so much compared to the other incidences that you had.
Yeah, I mean, I know my standards had been kind of lowered, but she was like better than I ever would have expected. She was smart, she was cute, she was sweet, and she just seemed normal. She just seemed like a normal person that I had a really great connection with. And it kind of caught me off guard, and I just was like starting to feel like overwhelmed, but in a good way. Like I was swooning, and I just got caught up in the moment, and that's when I think I messed up.
Yeah.
What could you
Tell everybody what happened and then explain why you did this.
Okay, just try and understand all the context. So, so we meet, we're hanging out, the date's going great, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. And she gets up to go to the bathroom. And at this point, I'm like, my heart is just like overwhelmed, like it's overflowing. I'm like, she's the one. Like, she has to be. I know it sounds crazy, but I felt it. And so while she was in the bathroom, I decided to do something crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So when she gets back, she sits down and she looks at me, and she can kind of tell I have something I want to say. So I look to her and I say, look, I know we just met, but there's something I need to tell you. And she says, okay. And I straight up told her I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, I'm breaking out in hives just even hearing that. And I love love.
Yeah, no, I know. It sounds crazy, even me saying it right now. But I don't know. I just was in the moment. I couldn't help it. It's like, I would have regretted it forever if I didn't. I made a ring out of a paper napkin, and I got down on one knee in the restaurant.
And did everybody see this, or was it just you two?
Oh, yeah. People were like applauding. They were smiling.
What did she do?
She, well, I could tell she was shocked. I don't think she saw that coming.
No, I guarantee she didn't.
Did she think that you were joking?
No, I mean, she knew. There's no, like, I was dead serious. She could see it in my face.
How did she react?
She was calm. She didn't, like, freak out, but she's kind of looked at me after everyone quieted down and was nice about it. And she was just kind of like, Keith, this is our first date.
And what did you say to her?
I was like, I know, but I just feel this, and I can't deny it. And she was like, I think I should leave, and then she left.
Yeah, because Keith, you sound crazy. Yeah. I'm just gonna lay it out there.
I mean, I know how I sound.
Did she leave you right there in the restaurant by yourself?
Oh yeah, I finished my eggs Benedict alone.
Who wouldn't have left? You've got a crazy psycho stalker proposing to you within like the first hour of meeting someone.
I mean that kind of thing happens, right? You've seen rom-coms. When you know, you know. And I really thought she felt the same way.
What?
Maybe she did. Maybe, you know what, she ran right out of the restaurant to shop for a wedding dress.
She's been busy planning this whole time, and that's why she can't get back to him?
Yeah, probably.
What did she ever do to make you think that she thought that she should marry you and get engaged right there on your first date?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. So when we were talking, I like to go to comedy shows, in my spare time, and I told her that, and she wanted to come with me. I've never met a single woman who was excited about.
So that means that you ask for her hand in marriage on a first date?
Yeah, well, I guess I read it wrong. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm guessing you haven't talked to her since this date.
No, and I have tried very hard.
Yeah.
I know she's the one. That's the thing. Like, and I should have just waited. I should have played it cool.
Yeah.
I should have held my tongue, but I couldn't.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, get her on the phone, and see if we can get you guys a second date, and then maybe you can get married after that date, okay?
Oh, that would be amazing.
All right. Well, we'll get your second date update right after this. Hang on. You know what I'm hearing in today's second date update? Wedding bells.
Oh, my God.
That's right. I feel like this is going to be the first ever second date update that ends with a couple getting married live on the radio over the phone.
Wow.
If you just tuned in, Keith is on the phone. He wants to call Allison. They met online, went out for some brunch. He got a little wrapped up in his emotions and actually proposed to her on their first date. And then she stormed out. He hasn't talked to her since. It's obvious why she's not talking to him because she thinks he's a weirdo who proposed on the first date. But Keith, here's my advice to you, man, before we make this phone call. If you fall off that horse, you get right back on.
Oh.
When we get her on the phone and you talk to her, propose again, Keith. Just keep proposing. She'll eventually say yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how that works, but
I don't know, man. I think you should just go for it one more time.
Keith, what's your plan here? Apologize?
I mean, I've already apologized so many times on her voicemail and through text message, so I think she understands I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just want a chance to explain.
All right, here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
Look, before you call her, if you guys can have my back on this, I need all the help I can get.
Yeah,
So,
you really do in this second date update. I'm not going to lie to you. You need all the help you can get, okay?
please.
I'm dialing her phone number right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Allison.
Yes, this is Allison.
Allison, this is Jubal from Brooke And Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Who's this again? I'm sorry, I'm not...
This is Jubal. I host the radio show Brooke And Jubal in the Morning.
I'm not sure what that is.
Well, it's a radio show. It's pretty much the only explanation I can give you there is a little bit of talking, a lot of crappy music, and we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. I'm assuming you've never heard of that either.
Not familiar with it.
You went out on a date recently with a guy named Keith.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Keith told us about your date.
Oh, really? What do you know? Do you know that he proposed to me?
We do. Yeah, he told us all about that. He says that he feels bad, but he also wanted to get you on the phone and tell you that he liked you a lot and wanted to see you again.
Really?
Let me ask you a question, okay? How did you feel when he proposed to you on your first date?
I thought it was really weird.
I feel like that's an understatement.
Definitely.
Has that ever happened to you before?
No, definitely not.
Was it scary, creepy, a little bit of both?
It was crazy. I mean, when you picture getting proposed to when you're young, a little girl, you don't exactly picture it happening on the first date at brunch.
You don't?
No.
Weird. Okay.
So,
Yeah, he told us all about your date, and he said that he feels really bad, and he's tried to apologize to you, and he just wanted to be able to talk to you again to see if you'd go out with him.
I mean, he should feel bad. What was I supposed to do?
Say yes and marry the guy?
Right.
was there any part of you that thought like, well, it's romantic?
No, I was completely shocked. It was one of those things where you just pause. It took me about 3 minutes to even get a reaction, and I didn't even know what to think.
So I'm guessing that the reason you aren't calling him back for a second date is because of the wedding proposal. Was there anything else?
Does there need to be another reason?
I don't think so. That's enough of an explanation. You know, Keith did talk to us, and he doesn't sound like a weird guy. He just says he got caught up in the moment, and he was super excited because you're like the best girl he's gone out on a date with ever, and he handled it the wrong way.
That's sweet that he says that, but I mean, we were vibing, we got along, we had, a good connection at first, and I felt a spark, but when he broke into tears and started proposing, I thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
Switches it up a little.
Yeah, it changes things a little bit, changes your whole vibe.
Yeah.
Allison, I do need to let you know that Keith is actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Hey, Allison.
Oh my God. What do you want?
I just want a chance to explain myself. I told you I'm sorry. I know that what I did was crazy. I know it was insane. I got caught up in the moment. I'm an emotional person, and I don't have a good excuse. I just got caught up in the moment.
It's not the 1920s. I mean, you don't just meet somebody and marry them off in the afternoon.
Yeah, no, you're right. I get that. But can you honestly say you weren't feeling anything? I can't be the only one who was feeling something.
No, I was. I mean, I liked you at first, and you seemed normal, and I definitely felt a connection. But when you broke into tears and proposed, I just thought you were crazy.
Okay, that makes sense. That's totally fair. I'm not crazy. I've had some terrible experiences dating in the past, and you were so cool and normal, and I just I just felt it, and I got lost in that moment. I got caught up in it.
I feel like if that's the kind of guy you are, then who knows what other reckless decisions you'll make down the line.
Oh, no.
Dude, red flag is what she's saying.
I understand. Yeah, I get it. I understand how that could be a red flag, or how I could seem crazy and unstable. I'm not like you want to call my friends, and I have people who will vouch for me. Just
You want to supply references to Allison?
I will. I think this is important. I don't want to lose this potential relationship just because I messed up on the first date.
I mean, it's a shame because I liked him too. I'm just not looking to get married tomorrow. I'd like to date someone for a little while before we talk about marriage.
So you did like him, though, before?
Yeah, I did.
Well, then why don't you give it one more shot and go out on another date? Would you like to go out on a second date with Keith? We will pay for it.
Come on.
Allison, before you answer, I need you to know I did watch a couple rom-coms on Netflix the week before we went out, so I was in an emotional place already.
Blame it on the rom-coms. I love it.
It's like Katherine Heigl just gets to his heart, man.
Allison, will you go out with Keith again?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. This whole thing is just so weird.
Come on.
You cannot blame her, you guys.
Allison, the only thing I'm proposing right now is a second date. I just want to do this the right way and forget about the first date and just move forward. That's all I'm asking.
Allison, can you forget about the wedding proposal on your first date and go out with Keith one more time? I know that's a lot to ask, but do you think you can do it?
It is. If you guys think it's a good idea.
I do. I think it's a great idea. At least see one more time how he handles himself. I mean, he's not totally crazy.
See, right there. You said he's totally crazy. I'm going to change my mind again. I'm going to go back.
I said he's not totally crazy.
Yeah, but
he just got a little worked up, you know?
You're saying partially crazy, though.
Everybody's partially crazy. And you can't find somebody that's fully sane.
Yeah, no, I just can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
No? Oh, man. All right.
Come on.
What happened? We were there, and then
I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
So close.
What did we learn? What have we learned, though? Okay, this is all about learning. What did we learn from today's second date update?
that love isn't real.
No.
Oh, that's so sad.
We've learned that, but we've also learned no rom-coms before your next date, okay?
Oh, Keith.
I don't understand why dating is so hard for people.
Why?
Especially now. I feel like the bar has been set so low that really all you need are three things to be successful in dating.
Really?
A pulse, a slight command of whatever language it is that you want to speak on your date,
Only slight,
and some sort of currency or a working debit card so you can either pay or chip in for the date that you're on, and it should be successful, and you should get a second one.
There's already 2 or 3 people that are saying that's too much for
I know.
me.
They're like,
I
damn,
can't-
see what I mean? Dating is
Yeah.
so hard. And Aaron is on the phone right now. Unfortunately for him, his date didn't go very well either. What's up, Aaron? How are you?
Hey, Aaron. I'm all right.
Hey, Aaron.
So,
Aaron, are you talking to yourself or us?
I could probably guess why your date didn't go very well.
sorry, I'm really nervous.
That's okay.
Poor thing.
My name is not Aaron, but my middle name's Aaron, so we can go by that. How about that? So it's all good, Aaron. You didn't make a mistake there. Cool. All right.
Oh,
well,
my gosh.
let's get into it. Aaron, tell us a little bit about the girl you want to call today for a second date update.
So yeah, this is Melinda.
This is? Are you changing your name now, Aaron?
No, Jubal.
To Melinda?
Just give him a
No,
break.
I was
Leave him
saying
alone.
this girl is Melinda. My bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
I met Melinda on Tinder a couple weeks ago, and we had a date last week, and it was a little strange, but it went. I thought it was a good date, and now I haven't heard anything back from her yet.
Okay. And how was it strange?
Well, first off, she had me pick her up, which isn't that bad, but when I got there to her house, her mom answered the door at first, so I was a little confused because, like, it looks like the person in the photos, but
Oh, you thought the mom was the Tinder date for a second.
yeah. So I kind of flubbed up in the beginning.
Oh, no.
By hitting on her mom?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was Melinda at first, so I just was like, oh, hey. And I was trying to be nice because I thought maybe, you know, she had just changed the photo or photoshopped it or something. And I was like, well, you look nice.
So how long did you hit on her mom before you realized it wasn't her?
I mean, maybe 20, 30 seconds, not that long, you know?
Okay. And you look nice is a pretty innocent thing to say.
Yeah.
Does she live with her mom, or was her?
I mean, yeah, she lives with her mom, but she's really cute. And
Wait, now I'm confused. The mom or Melinda?
well, actually, both of them a little bit, but mostly Melinda. She's definitely the cuter of the two, you know.
Okay. So she's a little bit cuter than her mom, but you'd take either one.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to be clear. Like, it's Melinda that I'm interested in here, you know?
Got it.
When you guys talk to her, I want to make sure this is what I feel might have ruined the date in the first place, so I don't want to end up digging myself a deeper hole.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well, when Melinda walked in and I realized that it was her mother I had been talking to begin with, I made a really bad joke.
What was the joke?
Oh, no.
Well, I looked at her mother and I said, "You look so good, I might as well go out with you."
What did her mother say?
They just kind of looked at each other.
Oh, no, they didn't want
So it didn't go over like you thought it would.
No, I kind of laughed a little bit trying to break the ice, but it didn't really land.
Oh, man. So you really started off this date right.
Yeah, it wasn't the best start, but then we ended up going out. We saw a movie, and that was good because then I couldn't talk anymore.
Smart.
Like, let's go somewhere where I don't have to say any words because I clearly keep digging myself in a hole.
Yeah, pretty much. It felt good not to have to talk.
No pressure.
So once the movie was over and you had to engage her again in conversation, how did it go?
It was okay. I asked if she wanted to go get a drink after, but she said that her mom had been texting her and she had to go back home.
Okay. Was there a reason or details? Like, was it an emergency?
No, she just said that her mom was wondering where she was.
And you are over the age of 18, right?
What?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. And she is, too?
Yeah.
All right. So her mom wanted her to come back home.
No,
And then-
she didn't say that. She just said that she was wondering where she was. I mean, I thought it was a little strange, too, you know? It's not the best exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's kind of apparent. I mean, you picked her up at her mom's house. She's on a date.
Yeah, I thought it was fishy, too. You know, I asked to see it, and she wouldn't show it to me.
You asked to see the text message?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
You called her on the line?
Show
That's,
me.
yeah. I don't believe you for 1 second. Show me that text message. If not, you're going to get drinks with me right now.
Oh,
Dude,
no.
that is a guy who is definitely struck out on Tinder before.
Yeah, I realized that was probably the end of it right there. But
Why do you want to call her again? I mean, everything about this date sounds horrible.
I mean, I had a good time with her.
At what point?
You did?
When you weren't talking?
Yeah, the movie was great.
Okay, so everything other than the movie was terrible.
Well, I mean, this is my second Tinder date, and the first one looked nothing like the picture. This one, at least, definitely was the right person. I mean, even her mom looked sort of like the person.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
and that is a success in today's dating world. At least it was the right person. All right.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say you probably didn't kiss at the end of the date.
No.
No. Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, sounds good.
Everybody knows that the key to a woman's heart is through the mommy.
Oh.
That's right. Make the mommy like you,
No.
and the daughter's gonna like you too.
Oh.
You are
Make the mommy
so
feel
creepy.
good,
Yeah.
and the daughter's gonna feel good
Why?
too.
No. Oh, my God.
Talking about Aaron, who's on the phone to do a second date update right now. He made a very awkward joke about his date's mom, and he thinks that's the reason he's not getting a call back. If you missed the first part, he met a girl on Tinder, showed up at her house, and her mom answered the door. It took him a few minutes to figure out that her mom wasn't her because he's like, well, I met her on Tinder. Maybe the picture was different or something. Once he finally figured out that it was her mom, he then made the joke of, hey, you're pretty hot. I should probably take you out too. And they didn't find that very funny.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking her to a movie. And then after the movie, she said she got a text message from her mom saying that she had to go. And then she left. And that's the last he's heard from her. And we're about to get her on the phone and find out if the mommy joke did him in.
Yeah.
Aaron, you ready to give her a call? Aaron?
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 Yeah, hey, I'm ready.
All right,
what are
Aaron.
you doing there, Aaron?
I was just petting a cat.
Aaron, you have a real knack for making everything awkward in your life, don't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Just petting a cat, huh?
All right, Aaron.
Yeah, I can understand it.
Let's concentrate.
How do you not pet a cat?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. Cat's off my lap.
All
All right, good.
Hey.
I'm going to dial her phone number right now and find out why she's not calling you back, okay?
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to dial the phone number. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Melinda, please?
This is Melinda.
Hey, Melinda, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Hi.
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 Are you familiar with the show?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
Hi,
Awesome.
Melinda.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, hi. Wow, hi, everyone.
Yeah,
Everybody
we're-
is
we're
here.
all here.
We don't normally do these phone calls where people actually know who we are. Usually they're always confused.
I'm still confused. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Any idea why we might be calling you today?
Is it a prank thing?
Oh, that would be a really bad prank at this point.
Yeah. No.
I guess that's true.
Congratulations, Melinda. You're about to star in a second date update.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know who would have emailed us?
There's two options. I went out recently with a guy named Aaron, and then I went out with a guy named Mike.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm sad for you that you have multiple options for this.
Yeah. No, you're yeah.
Well-
it's horrible. Don't ever be single.
Don't ever be single.
Out of those two dates, which one do you think would email a radio show to call you? Aaron or Mike?
Ooh, it's still difficult.
Wow.
I'm guessing Aaron.
Congratulations!
Man, she
You
is on
guessed
fire.
correctly.
Didn't have chemistry.
Aaron emailed us and told us about your date and wanted us to get you on the phone and ask why you're not calling him back.
And he seems like one of the most awkward people ever.
He's quite special. Like he's oh god, he's a very special guy. Like he's not like my special guy, but it was a bit of a weird date. Yeah.
Weird
It's
stuff.
I mean, even his recap of the date sounded kind of weird.
Oh, what's his take on it?
His take on it was that he showed up to your house, and I guess your mom was there. You live with your mom or something?
Yeah.
Okay. And at first he thought your mom was you.
Yeah.
Which is,
So
I
he
mean,
told us about that.
an innocent mistake.
Yeah. And then he told us about the awkward joke that he made about, hey, you're kind of cute. Maybe I should take you out too, to your mother.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, you're laughing now, but he said that it was dead silence from both of you when he told the joke.
Well, yeah. Of course. I'm laughing now because it's so cringeworthy. The first 10 seconds of your Tinder date, and he's hitting on your mom. Like,
And did you know he was joking with that, or did you think he was serious?
he didn't really make it that clear. Like he was, like, we all hoped he was joking, but like that's why we weren't laughing.
All right. So all that happens, he kind of hits on your mom in front of you, and it's awkward, but you still decided to go out to the movies with him. Why?
I thought I'd give him a chance. He didn't seem like a mean guy. He was just really awkward.
Okay.
Okay.
Special.
That's not even the weirdest thing that he did.
It's not.
Really?
He upped himself.
Yes, he stepped up the game. We were standing in line at the movie theater, and he was so nervous. Like, he turned around and he said, you know, like, that comment that I made about your mom, I didn't really mean it. And I said, I know, I don't want to talk about it ever again. And he was like, no, like, you're my type. And I said, thank you, like, I get it. And he takes out his wallet. He's like, no, I'm going to prove it to you. Like, you're really, really my type. And from his wallet, he takes this folded, like, torn out paper from a magazine, and it's, like, super worn, like, so it's been there for a while.
Okay.
And he unfolds it, and it's a picture of, like, a model in a wedding dress.
What?
What?
And he goes, see, like, she even looks a little like you. Like, this is like my perfect chick.
What?
Wait.
From the magazine?
He pulled out a wedding picture of a girl in a bridal gown and said, you're my type because you look like this woman?
Yeah, no, he said, like, this is my perfect chick. You even kind of look like her. I always carried her with me to, like, remind me of what I'm after. And
Whoa. What did you say?
Yeah.
I was speechless.
Excuse me, I have something to say. Excuse me, I have something to say.
Okay, Aaron, we'll get to you now, I guess.
What?
Oh, Melinda, that's Aaron. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and if you couldn't hear me over all your chuckling, I have something to say. You know,
Okay.
I don't normally show that to people. I just pulled it out because I felt like I messed up so bad with your mom and you, and I wanted to show that I wasn't interested in your mom.
Whoa.
Is this for real? Is this really happening?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I was trying to flatter you.
How did you think that would be good? Like that would work?
No, like I said, that's a picture of my perfect chick, and you look like her, and you're my type, not your mom.
That is like one of the worst ways I've ever had someone do that.
Aaron, do you not get that, like, I don't know, seeing anything in a wedding dress on a first date that's already going pretty poorly is going to maybe backfire?
Well, I mean, the wedding dress isn't what's important. That's just a happenstance, I mean, the point is, that's like the perfect girl for me, and Melinda sort of looks like her, and that's the point.
Okay.
That is so weird, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So now you guys know why I didn't call him back.
No, I still don't get it. I think that was a very nice compliment.
Jubal loves when you pull out wedding scrapbook material.
How long have you had this picture in your wallet, Aaron?
It's like 3 years.
Dude, Aaron! And not to mention, I mean, the wedding dress aside, okay, even if that's not the point, you're basing your ideal woman on a picture of someone. That's also, like, kind of shallow, man.
Jeez, guys. I thought you were going to be on my side. I mean, it's just a photo in a magazine.
A creepy photo that you showed me, like, on our first date. What?
Well, I wouldn't have had to show you the photo if I hadn't accidentally asked your mom out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, if that wouldn't have happened, you would have never known that photo was in his wallet.
I guess it's good that I knew early on, so thank you. That's great. That's good.
Aaron, I mean, I guess you have good intentions, but it sounds like nothing went right on this date.
No, well, you guys are forgetting about how great the movie was.
That's true.
Oh, right.
You did say earlier that you really liked the movie you guys saw. Well, in that case,
Oh, my God.
Melinda, would you like to go out with Aaron one more time? We will pay for a second.
No.
You didn't even let me finish.
Yeah.
We'll pay for it.
No, I'm
No?
good. Thanks.
You are his dream girl,
Actually, she isn't really my dream girl. My dream girl is in the photo for the magazine in my wall.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
So you kind of
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
a definite no. on
look
that
like
date,
his dream
yeah.
girl. All right, well.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. That's probably the creepiest thing I've ever heard about today's second date update. That was taped when Brooke was here. Brooke is out on maternity leave and Jackie is filling in. But Aaron wanted to call this dude named Melinda. He thought that she wasn't calling him back because he had talked a little too much about how her mom was hot because he picked her up from the house and her mom answered the door. But that wasn't what the reason was. The reason was because in his wallet, he kept a picture of a beautiful woman in a wedding dress.
Yes.
And he kept showing it to her and talking about it because that's his dream girl. And he said that she reminds him of his dream girl.
Yeah,
That's
kinda
just
looks...
that is super creepy.
See, I get it, though. I don't think it's creepy. I think his intentions were good. It's cute, I think. It's romantic. But the way he brought it out and admitted that he holds it all the time with him, that's, I think, is what gets to the creepy part.
Well, and I think, everybody does have that image in their mind of who they're into, but that doesn't mean we make little paper, like, collages.
Yeah.
Okay, that's when you kind of cross over into creepy.
If he keeps that in his wallet, I'd hate to see his wall at home,
Right?
his shrine to whoever this woman is. All right, remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. A lot of guys out there like a girl with a little bit of an edge.
Okay.
I happen to be one of those dudes, and that's why I'm surprised that Amy, who's on the phone for a second date update today, isn't getting a call back. She did exactly what I like, and she called her date an a-hole on their first date, and I'm so surprised that he's not getting back to her. That's really weird, Amy.
Did you say it in anger, too?
It was angry.
Oh,
unfortunately.
So you angrily called your date an a-hole.
What happened?
I'm glad you want to call him back.
How does that work? What happened?
Well, okay, so I met this guy. His name's Trevor, not Treasure.
I would hope his name was Treasure. I've never met a guy named Treasure, but I want to.
Freudian slip.
All right. So his name was Trevor.
Trevor,
right.
And I met him online, and I thought he was really cute, and, he said he liked to work out, and he said he loves food. And then that's kind of what prompted me to start talking to him, and we were talking about the kind of food we love, and he was like, there can't be one person in this entire world who doesn't like a grilled cheese sandwich. And I was like, oh my God, I feel the same way.
And that's when you got into it. That's when you said, screw you, you a-hole. I love grilled cheese more.
No. This was over the app, just like back and forth. And then we started texting, and we were like sending pictures of grilled cheeses to each other. And I was saying, like, I make like the best grilled cheese. Like, it's my favorite food. I've got this great recipe. And I was like, you should come over and I'll make it for you.
Are you really are you really that passionate about grilled cheese, or were you just using this as a cute ploy back and forth?
No, I really love it. Seriously, it's like my favorite food. I order it anytime a restaurant has it. I'm like a grilled cheese aficionado.
See, I always feel like it's a ripoff. Like, grilled cheese so cheap to make, overcharged on the menu.
Yeah,
it's usually overcharged. I'll give you that. But when you got all those different kinds of cheeses in it with the sourdough bread, I'm into it.
I'm kind of getting hungry now.
I know, she sounds more to the grilled cheese than their date.
So did he come over and...
Well, yeah, so this is how I ended up yelling at him. I was making the sandwiches, and we were having a couple of drinks, and we were talking, and I was multitasking, and I went over to talk with him, and, I was nervous, and I smelled something burning, and I realized, crap, I burnt the sandwiches, and I felt like such an idiot.
Yeah.
I felt like such an idiot.
After all that talk?
I mean, and after, saying that you're an artist, obviously you're not.
Yeah, I talked all this big talk, and here I am screwing it up. And then he came over, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, what if you did it this way? What if you did it that way? And I did not like that. Like, I was like, why is this guy trying to tell me what to do? And so I freaked out. I slammed down the pan. I went over into my room, and I yelled out, I can do it myself, a-hole, and I slammed the door in his face.
So it was more than just calling him an a-hole. You literally had a freak out and ran to your room.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you always unstable?
No.
Or just in that moment? I mean, I've had moments like that, but not...
ladies, when it's that time of the month, what happened, you get a little bit more emotional, and, it wasn't great timing to have a guy over probably, and I had a day anyway, that morning was hard, so I just emotionally wasn't the best first date.
All right, so you did not plan accordingly.
No, I did it, but I spent a couple minutes in my room, was like, oh, that was so stupid. And then I walked out, and we were laughing about it.
Oh, wait, he was still there?
Yeah, he stayed. It was really sweet, and wow. I was like, I'm so sorry. I totally freaked out. I don't know why I did that. You were just trying to help. And he was like, it's totally cool. And then I made the sandwiches again. I did not burn them this time or call him an a-hole. He even slept over. We didn't do anything. He was just like, it's really late. Is it cool if I sleep over? I'll sleep on the couch. Totally fine. The next morning, I woke up, got a note that said, hey, I had so much fun with you. Thanks again for the grilled cheese. And then I texted him the next day saying hey, I had so much fun too. And he said, me too. And that's really all the conversation we've had. And it's been 10 days.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow. If I was hanging out at your house and you freaked out on me like that, the last thing I would want to do would be to sleep there.
Yeah.
I feel
well, that's why it doesn't make sense, right? And that's why I'm calling you guys, because I don't know what to do. I mean, is it he went home and he realized, whoa, she freaked out, I don't want to have anything to do with her, or was it something else?
Was there any moments of intimacy, or did it just feel like you were hanging out as friends the whole time?
We kissed right before he went to sleep. We had one kiss, nothing crazy.
Okay.
And it was nice, and it felt like we left on a good note. Okay. But I don't know. I'm confused.
The real question was how was your grilled cheese? Did it actually hold up?
It was really good.
Okay.
Really good.
And he thought so too?
Yeah, I mean, he said he liked it, but maybe he was lying. Maybe it was the grilled cheese that was the problem.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it could be. That's happened to me before. I've not called a lot of girls back because of a bad grilled cheese. So play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay, hang on. If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Amy is on the phone, and Amy's not getting a call back because she sucks at making grilled cheese sandwiches.
No. Don't even say that
just
to her.
The worst. Am I right, Amy?
Don't say that. I'm going to have to cut you if you keep talking like that.
See? And that's the kind of anger that really is behind the reason Amy thinks she's not getting a call back. She met this dude named Trevor online. They were talking about their love for grilled cheese sandwiches, so she invited him over to her place to make the best grilled cheese ever. She actually ended up kind of starting to burn the sandwich, and then when he tried to help her out, she yelled at him and said, I could do it myself, you a-hole, and then went and locked herself in her room. And surprisingly, he stayed. And they finished the date, and she said he actually seemed like he had a great time. He even stayed the night on her couch, and they had a kiss. Wow. But now he's not calling her back, so we're going to get him on the phone and find out why.
And you did apologize for the freak out, but did you dwell on it too much?
I don't think so. I mean, it happened and then we laughed about it. So I don't really think that it could be that. But I don't know what else it could be either, though.
All right, well, I'm going to dial his phone number and see if we can find out why. Okay?
Cool.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Trevor, please?
Yeah, this is Trevor.
Hey, Trevor, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, back.
Have you ever heard of Brooke and Jubal in the morning before?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, what do you think it is then?
It's a vote of confidence.
You guys are like a radio show, right?
Yes.
A thing.
And have you ever really listened?
No, not really. I know the name, though.
Okay, cool. Well, that's a start. The reason I'm calling you today is because somebody who does listen to our show wanted us to call and get a hold of you.
Cool.
Could be cool, could not be cool. You don't know yet.
I guess not.
Her name is Amy.
Okay. Yeah.
And Amy made you a grilled cheese sandwich.
Yes, she did. She told you about that?
Yeah, she did tell us all about that. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. So Amy wants to know why you're not calling her back after your date.
It's not that I'm not calling. You know, this is not real. I don't want to, like...
It's not that I'm not calling her back, but I'm not calling her back.
Yeah.
I'm not calling... No, it's just, you know, I don't want to talk about that kind of thing. We had a nice time. You know, it's just one of those things.
Amy's the one that wants to know. I mean, we're asking on her behalf. She said she'd be willing to hear whatever it is.
I don't really know how much you guys already know. Like, how much do you guys know?
Well, we know that you bonded over grilled cheese sandwiches, and you went to her house and she made you grilled cheese, but at one point she kind of burned it and then yelled at you and stormed off to her room, and somehow you stuck around.
That was fun. No, the burning wasn't the thing. Like, she freaked out, but it was like cute. It was funny.
Wait, she slammed the pan down, called you an a-hole, and you thought that was hysterical?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't like dying laughing, but like, that's not why I'm not calling back. That wasn't an issue at all.
Okay, so the anger issue is not a big deal with you.
No, but I slept on her couch. We didn't share a bed, so I'm not saying that at all. Okay. But before, like, she went to her room and I was on the couch, she had some pictures on the wall, like photographs, like professionally done ones that people get. And they were of her and a guy embracing and, like, kissing. And these were, like, big pictures. These weren't like the little ones.
Whoa. Did they look like engagement photos or something, like that style?
Yeah, like that kind of thing. Like you know, they hired a photographer to take pictures of them, like, holding each other and stuff. So I was just like, what are those?
And what'd she say?
She went, oh, that's my ex-fiance.
Whoa!
And I was just like, oh, that's weird.
If she's not currently with her fiance, then it's pretty strange to have engagement photos of herself on the...
Three of them, though, hang up, and they were big photos. I can't stress that enough. Like, they were big.
And you would think that if you're having a first date with a guy, that would be, I don't know, something on the agenda to take down before he comes to your house.
Yeah, but I was willing, I guess, kind of to laugh it off because I am going to sleep there. I don't want it to be, like, super crazy weird.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, we're still really good friends. So right there, I'm like, all right, cool, I guess. And then she says, I told him I would keep them up until I found someone that I could replace them with.
Whoa.
And I was just like, oh, cool. And
that's awesome.
How great for
you. But, like, I'm sleeping on her couch. I'm not going to have, like, the greatest night's sleep. So I would, like, wake up and then just be looking at her and this, you know, ex-fiance, like, kissing and holding each other.
And when you were looking at it, you weren't thinking, I hope that's me one day?
No, I wasn't. I was thinking I need to sleep off the few drinks that I had and get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, really fast.
Well,
guys, I don't like how this is going. I'm not into this.
What's going on?
oh, Trevor, that's Amy. She's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I've been listening to the whole thing.
Hey.
I've been listening to the whole thing. Hi, it's nice to hear from you after 10 days.
It's nice to hear from you, too, after 10 days.
I am, so disgusted right now. I cannot believe that that's the reason that you're, not calling me or talking to me. Because it's a perfectly good reason.
What?
You have pictures of you and your ex-fiance hanging in your place. How could you have a relationship?
Listen, I invited you into my home, and it's my space, and you asked.
What?
And I just met you. It was the first time I ever met you. You know, why? This guy is my best friend, okay? And, yeah, we're broken up now, but he's a part of my life, and he's a part of my history, and I talk to him every day, and he's my best friend, and I care for him, and I don't know why you're reacting like this. I don't think it's strange, you know? Wouldn't you have pictures of you and your best friend? So what? We're kissing in the photos.
Amy,
I think that's the point, Amy.
Yeah.
I would never have pictures of me and another girl kissing if I had anyone I was kind of romantically interested in coming to my home.
I met you for the first time. This was the first time I ever met you. I invited you to my house. And the only reason I invited you over is because we were talking about cooking and I wanted to cook you something. I'm not going to sit here and redecorate my house for some guy that, I might not ever see again, which, by the way, I'm not going to because it's been 10 days since we spoke.
All right, whoa. You need to slow down. This sounds way crazier than I already imagined. You sound like
Crazy? You think I'm crazy? Well, you know what? You sound jealous, and a real man doesn't get jealous of other guys. Get over it.
I don't even know if that's necessarily jealousy. It's just I kind of don't want to see.
I'm not jealous. I'm freaked out.
Amy, can't you see that maybe it's a red flag that you're not quite over your past engagement, that you haven't taken the photos down?
Sure, fine. It's a red flag to some stranger who doesn't even know me, but I'm explaining to all of you people that he is my best friend and I care for him, and why should I take down photos for some guy I met online?
But
why would I do that?
I have pictures of my best friend in my house, and none of them are me and that person embracing.
Oh, well, I feel really sorry for you because all of you apparently have a problem with intimacy.
No, I do have a problem with intimacy. And I'm willing to admit that. But it is strange to have a picture of your ex-fiance on your wall. You don't think so at all?
He's my best friend. He's my
okay,
best
but
friend.
why don't you put some other pictures of you guys as best friends up and not the romantic ones?
Listen, I wake up every morning and I look at those photos and I set an affirmation for the day and I say, I am going to find a best friend just like that. It's my motivation and it's what gets me through the day, okay?
Whoa.
Okay, instead of all that, why don't you just try some orange juice and light exercise?
I don't think that's funny, and I don't appreciate your sarcastic tone, Trevor. I spent a lot of money on those damn photos. Why would I switch them out with some piece of crap?
Because you're not engaged anymore, Amy.
What are you, my therapist? Are you guys like my therapist now? Is that why I called into a radio show to get therapy? That's not why I called in. And I am so upset that these are the results that I'm getting from this.
Guys, do you still need me on this one, or can I bounce?
Actually,
You don't.
I need him real quick. Trevor, would you like to go on a second date with Amy? We will pay for it.
No.
Come on. One more date.
Make your own grilled cheese sandwich.
I will happily make grilled cheese sandwiches alone. I don't want to.
You're never going to get one. You're never going to get one like I made ever again. You're never going to get another one like that.
Oh.
You mean burnt?
You are such an ass. Don't say anything about my fucking grilled cheeses, okay? Because you'll never get anything like that ever again.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Trevor.
Oh my God.
It does sound like she hung up, too.
Dude, what was that? Are you serious? He is an insane person. Oh, my God.
I feel like you should have seen that coming after that whole burned grilled cheese incident.
I'm just happy I'm alive right now. I'm lucky I got out of there alive.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, I definitely am scared of that woman, but I do want to try her grilled cheese. And I agree. She was very passionate about grilled cheese sandwiches.
Makes you hungry.
If you don't know what I'm talking about today's second date update with Amy and Trevor. We taped that while Brooke was still here. Jackie is filling in for Brooke on maternity leave. But Amy wanted to call Trevor. They made grilled cheese together. They bonded over the fact that they both love grilled cheese.
so random.
We got him on the phone and found out the reason that he wasn't calling back was because he stayed the night at her house on the couch and noticed that on the wall she had very, very big pictures with her and another guy kissing and being romantic. And then we found out that that was her fiance or ex-fiance.
Yes.
And they're really good friends now, but she doesn't want to take the pictures down until she finds a replacement for him.
That is creepy, kind of.
He was creeped out. Trevor was very, very creeped out by it and did not want to go out with her. But then she started calling him jealous and saying that it's his fault, like it's wrong with him. I don't know. Text in 78592. Would it bother you if you went over to somebody's house and they had pictures of their ex-fiance on the wall and refused to take them down?
Imagine if there was worse wedding pictures or something in the big frames.
Yeah, just still up there. It just kind
Staring
of
at you
sounds
while you're on the couch.
sort of desperate.
I can see though. I mean, it's her house. She's not going to expect to have people over. This was a date that turned into a better date.
But she
so she's
knew.
required to take down her pictures.
But wasn't the date already planned? Like, if you know he's coming over, you wouldn't take those down?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or aren't you a person who operates in life and knows that you shouldn't have pictures of your ex-fiance in frames on the wall if you're trying to date?
Yeah.
Anyway, she hung up on us. Hopefully he'll be okay. He might have to get a restraining order because she was very pissed at the end of the call. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Everybody knows women can't resist a man that speaks more than one language. That's why whenever I've approached a foxy lady, I've always used this accent right here.
That's not. What are you talking about? That's just a.
Excuse me, my name is Jacques, and I'm from the south of France.
No.
Oh, that's a different South.
Way different.
Would y'all like a baguette?
I don't understand.
I got these baguettes on my bicycle. After we eat these baguettes, you can go out and watch me do some miming. I'm getting geared up to do some miming a little later on near Cannes.
I don't even know that that's a Southern accent at all from any country.
South of France. That's the way we speak down here. Get some sweet tea
South of France.
and champagne.
All right, that's it. My top came off. You're right.
I told you, it's a sexy accent.
Couldn't resist.
And on the phone right now is Catherine, and apparently the dude that she met can speak another language as well. What's up, Catherine? How are you?
Hey.
Hey.
Good, how are you?
Good. It says that you met the guy you want to call today at a Spanish class.
Yeah, we were both taking a Spanish night class, and his name's Grady.
Cool.
So he can speak Spanish, I'm guessing?
I would say he is learning to speak Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so it's not really actually that good.
Attempting at it. But that's good. That's a great way to meet somebody.
But yeah, we met in class. Class had been going on for a few weeks. I didn't really think much of it. And then he came up to me at the end of class and said I was beautiful in Spanish.
Oh, muy bonita.
Did he actually say it well in Spanish, or did he say something completely different and you have no idea? You're like, what? Yeah.
You have to know I'm a beginner too. So
So who knows? He could have said anything to you, and then he's like, that was you're beautiful. I said you're beautiful.
He tried.
Yeah, he attempted it. That's really sweet.
yeah, we had been working on adjectives that day, and so it was sweet.
Okay.
And did he ask you out right afterwards, or?
Yeah, he asked if I wanted to get a bite to eat, and I was like, yeah, that'd be nice. And then he suggested we go to a Mexican restaurant in a shopping center nearby so he could keep practicing his Spanish.
You're like, hey, let's go learn some more Spanish. Let's go to Chipotle in the mall.
Yeah. He stuck with this theme maybe a little too hard.
Yeah, and you know how people at restaurants, if they speak the language, instead of being like, I'll have the bruschetta, they'll be like, I'll have the bruschetta.
Oh yeah, I know. People do that all the time.
I hate that.
Yeah.
And he was trying so hard, but it was really endearing. It was really cute. And we ordered, and then we just had a normal talk.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Then
He
you
didn't
dropped the
try
Spanish
to
stuff.
continue the Spanish.
No. It was just to order, which was sweet. And then just had a really good time chatting. I think he's really funny. I think he's genuine. He just keeps it real. physically, I mean, he's definitely attractive.
Okay.
It was fun. And I think he liked me too because he wanted to continue the date. And so we walked around. And,
Where'd you walk?
we were in a shopping center.
Oh.
So we just went in a few little stores.
I picture you at like a really bad chain Mexican restaurant, and so you're just walking around a parking lot. Okay, so you went into the mall.
No, it was like a cute Mexican restaurant and a cute shopping center with fun stores.
Got it.
But that's awesome. What was your interaction like when you guys were walking around?
It was great. We were very bantery, joking with each other. And he bought me this hat that I liked. It wasn't super expensive, but it was a hat I was looking at. And he was like, oh, it looks great on you. And he bought it for me, which was so
That's cool.
sweet.
That's usually
that would
such
make me
a
think
good sign.
that he likes you, yeah.
I think so. But then he walked me to my car. And he gave me a hug, which was like, really? A hug? And then he thanked me for a great time, which was gentlemanly. And he hasn't contacted me since, and it's been a week.
And you guys are done with your Spanish class at this point?
No, we're still in class, but he didn't show up.
Oh, so he hasn't been to class. Okay, and have you tried to reach out to him?
I just texted him the day after our outing. I guess I don't even know if it was a date at this point. And I thanked him and said I had a great time, and he said, me too, but didn't ask me out again.
Dude, that's totally a date. He bought you a hat. Did he pay for dinner too?
He did. He paid for dinner. He paid for our margaritas.
For sure. You don't buy somebody a hat unless it's a date.
That's what I'm saying.
No matter who it is.
Yeah.
It's a form of commitment.
And you had a follow-up text.
Yeah, I mean, I followed up to thank him because, that's polite, and I did have a good time, and he did respond, but it was just me too, very short.
Have you tried to ask him out?
Yeah. Have you tried to ask him?
No, we've only been out once. It's not time for that yet.
Okay. Well,
maybe.
So you're like, okay, I don't want to risk asking him out.
I don't want to ask him out. I'll just call you guys to ask him out.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I think you made the right decision. So we'll play a song, come back, and get your second date update, all right?
That sounds great.
Okay, hang on. Hey, Catherine?
Hey.
Are you sure that you want to get a date with this guy? Because as far as I'm concerned, I think that this is the lowest anybody has ever stooped.
What? He just
when these second date updates.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I think I still want to date with him.
What kind of monster buys a hat for somebody and then doesn't ask them out on another date?
You're so
obsessed. It's ridiculous to me.
I mean, I can think of a lot worse things.
Oh, I can't. I can't, Catherine. Well, I guess we're going to call him anyway. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Catherine is on the phone. She wants to call a dude named Grady. They met in their Spanish class. They were taking a night Spanish class. He asked her out after class. They went and got some Mexican food and then walked around the mall. And while they were walking around the mall, he bought her a hat. But hasn't asked her out on another date.
You are disgusted.
Ugh,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I mean, I finally found your line, and this guy's crossed
This
it.
is it. Catherine, why do you think he's not calling you back?
I truly have no idea. I mean, I've run through every scenario in my head, and I kind of starting to wonder if he just feels insecure because I'm better at Spanish.
No!
Maybe.
Oh, okay. I mean, he is avoiding Spanish class altogether, it sounds like, this week as well. So that's not a bad theory.
It could be. I'm really anxious.
All right. Well, I'll call him right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your answer, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hola, ¿puedo hablar con Grady, please?
Hello?
Oh, hey, what's up, Grady? Sorry, I'm speaking Spanish again. Is this Grady?
Okay, yeah, this is him. Who's this?
This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I know there's a lot of things you don't understand right now.
Why? This is really the radio station?
Well, I'm a person.
Okay, that's
not a
what he meant.
station.
But yes,
it's a show that airs on radio stations, yeah.
Why or what are you guys calling me for?
Well, we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to give you a call and find out what happened. And we got an email from Catherine. You spent an evening with Catherine getting Mexican food and walking around the mall. You bought her a hat. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
Hold on, man. So, Catherine emailed you guys about a date that we went on?
Yes.
Wait, was it not a date? She wasn't actually sure on that one, but she thought it was a date.
Yeah. As far as I know, it was not a date, and I thought that was clear.
Oh, well, I don't think it was clear with Catherine because, well, I mean, she wasn't sure, but she was sure hoping it was a date. Did you have fun with her at all?
Yeah, no, I had a great time. I just, honestly, I met her at Spanish class, and I thought, she looked pretty and she was nice, so, I thought maybe she could also help me find, like, a little fashion of my own because she seemed, like, real fashionable. So I thought it would be cool if we, like, hung out and shopped a little bit. That's it.
Wait, hold up, though. I don't get that, because you're like, oh, she's pretty, and I want to hang out with her, so why wouldn't you consider it a date, even if it was for her to help you go shopping?
So this is kind of awkward, I guess. I guess I should explain this. I am currently trying to go out with this Spanish chick, so that's why I took these Spanish classes. And yeah, so I wasn't trying to go out with her because I was already taking the class to try to go out with somebody else.
Okay, so you're basically using her as a stylist for the evening.
That wasn't my intent. I did need help finding some clothes for my date. Yeah, this sounds bad now.
Yeah, but you bought her a hat even.
As like a thank you, like we were shopping for me and I felt bad that we weren't getting her anything. So I'm like, saw her eyeing this hat and I bought it for her.
Oh.
All right.
That's like embarrassing.
What, that he has no style and he has to like convince somebody to go out with him to... Yeah, it is embarrassing, Grady. You need to do a better job of shopping for yourself. I agree.
That, but also like the mixed communication there. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's your fault and it's not her fault either, but I'd be so embarrassed if I were her.
It did seem like a date.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't a date though. Like I didn't even kiss her or anything like that, and it was more of a business transaction,
Okay, well, maybe you guys can do more business together because she's actually on the phone listening and wants to talk to you.
Hey, Grady.
What?
Yeah, it's Catherine.
Hey, this is awkward. Why are you
awkward.
Why are you calling a radio station or emailing them about a date? I really didn't think we were on a date at all.
You took me to dinner after telling me I was beautiful. Unless you meant to say something else and your Spanish is just so bad that you messed up, which is possible, let's be real. Mm-hmm. But you said I was beautiful. You took me on a date to dinner and drinks, and you bought me a hat. And
wait,
you never
I didn't take you on a date. I didn't take you on a date.
So did you mean to say, oh, that Spanish girl in our Spanish class is beautiful or something, and you said I was beautiful, or because it was
No, I mean, I gave you a compliment. It was a compliment. Like, you are beautiful, and so, I give you a compliment. I give friends compliments all the time.
It's misleading when you don't tell me why we're hanging out, when you're using me so that you can hang out with another girl.
Well, honestly, Catherine, I thought it would be awkward if I approached you and was like, hey, need some help finding some style. I barely knew you. I mean, probably it's more awkward now, come to think of it. Right. But, I just thought it would be awkward.
I mean, do you not have any other friends that you know better that you could have asked for help?
Honestly, I do have friends, but nobody that dresses as nice as you. Like, every time I went to Spanish class, you looked so amazing. So I thought, like, who better to help me out than you?
I'm trying to figure out if I'd be offended if I were you, Catherine. I mean, he's really complimenting you a lot, but doesn't want to go on a date with you, though.
I'm not offended if he thinks I have good style. I'm offended by the fact that he was manipulative and is trying to act like he wasn't.
Yeah, because that's what it sounds like to me, too, and that you're not owning up to it.
But he was at least being nice.
But he wasn't being honest, and that's the key. And he was using, like, she obviously liked him, and he knew that, and you were taking advantage of that.
Well, I didn't know that she thought it was a date. So, I mean, I thought we were just hanging out like friends in Spanish class having a good time.
I disagree because we weren't friends.
it was our first time hanging out. You paid for everything, and it felt like a date.
Oh, yeah, you did pay for everything, too.
Yeah, see?
I told you guys it was a thank you for her helping me shop. That I didn't, like I said, I didn't kiss her or anything. I didn't, seal the deal afterwards. I don't know. What do you guys want?
There's plenty of dates that don't end in a kiss. I just think that you should say, I'm sorry for not being more forthright.
Why would I apologize, though? You don't tell, people, everything on the first date. You know what I mean? It's not like, I'm going to go up to her and be like, oh, I have STDs from other relationships or anything like that. I didn't think anything open like that to her on the first date.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Grady. I always disclose all my STDs before any date. Always. And I think more people should do that as well.
That is a good
And you
point,
find better
Jubal.
matches that way, too. It's like, oh, you got one I don't have? Well, I got one you don't have. It's like trading cards.
But now you're describing it as a date. So now I'm even more confused.
I don't see why you guys think that it was a date, because it wasn't a date at all. It was just two friends hanging out, having a good time.
Well, how about this? I think you guys should go out. Grady, would you like to go on a second date with Catherine? We'll pay for it.
A date.
Yeah, like an actual date.
Well, this is more awkward because that Spanish chick didn't actually work out. It turns out she had a boyfriend, so I would be okay with going on a date.
Okay. Well, Catherine, what do you think? It went from not being on a date and helping him shop for clothes to now he's willing to date you. Are you interested?
At least he's not a player.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, now you don't want to date.
Here's
Catherine, you just called the radio station to talk about our first date. So why don't we actually make the first date a thing and just go out and do this?
I agree.
Yeah.
If you wanted to
Miscommunicate.
date the whole time, why weren't you more nice and open to hearing what she had to say?
I didn't want to date back then because I was interested in somebody else. But since that somebody else just rejected me, I'm interested in Catherine.
There you go,
yeah,
Catherine. A big pity date for you if you want it.
And he is a romantic, Catherine.
I cannot believe this is happening.
I know.
Yeah.
You're getting asked out on a date right now. I can't believe it
don't
either.
think that's what she meant.
We're all happy for you.
I'm truly not interested.
Yeah.
No? Okay. At least you got your answer there, Catherine. And Grady, thank you for your time. Sorry the Spanish chick turned you down.
Yeah, and I guess I will be seeing Catherine in Spanish class next week. So this will be fun.
Adios.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text message in at 78592 that says, Catherine sounds so sweet and loving and caring. The guy was a total a-hole. I'm glad she decided not to go out with him again. She deserves so much better.
Wow, that is a very thorough text.
I'm assuming it's going to be followed up with, by the way, can you give her my number? It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Catherine wanted to call a dude named Grady. They met in a night Spanish class. Grady actually asked her out to dinner, and afterwards they walked around shopping a little bit, and he even bought her a hat that she liked. But after that, he didn't ask her on another date.
Yeah.
And she was wondering why. Like, who buys somebody a hat and then doesn't ask him out? I know I'm still on that,
hung
but
up on the
he was
hat.
so angry,
I don't
right?
think it's just the hat, but okay.
Well, we called Grady, and he revealed that the only reason that he wanted to hang out with her was to get some fashion advice on new clothes because he wanted to impress a different girl. Yeah. And he says Catherine had great style, and he thought maybe she could help him.
Yeah. But he never told her that.
No.
Like the entire time. He paid for dinner. He bought her the hat.
And said she was pretty.
Said she was pretty. I mean, I get why she was led astray.
He basically pretended it was a date.
And the thing is, if he would have just said, hey, you dress really nicely. Could you help me? Because I feel like I would like to impress this girl.
Yeah.
She probably would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, especially
I
like,
will.
hey, you want to go shopping together? She'd be like, friend zone
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah,
let's
totally.
go.
It's still a compliment. Like, you have such nice style. I'd like you to help me shop. In the end, it did get a little weird because Grady told us that different girl turned him down. And then he was like, but I'll go out with you now, Catherine.
Yeah. Yeah, after I said all those things.
She said no. Remember, if you want a second date update, just email the show and we'll call the person who didn't call you back.
You know what's better than a ladies' night out? A trivia night. That's right. Getting wild, playing some trivia at the bar gives you a chance to show off your brain and your boobs.
What?
And that's where Nick met the girl that he wants to call today in a second date update. He was at the bar for trivia night showing off his boobs. Right, Nick?
Yes, sir.
That actually makes more sense than a woman doing it. So thank you, Nick.
Can you answer that in the form of a question, please?
No.
What is yes?
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. So your email said that you met the girl you want to call today at a trivia night. What's her name?
Her name's Lisa.
Lisa. All right. And how exactly did you strike up a conversation with Lisa?
I just ended up kind of just sitting next to her, and she happened to be friends with some people that I was friends with, and I just felt all like the bubbles inside, you know? Like I knew right away. I was like, oh.
Bubbles. I've never heard it described as bubbles before, Nick.
It's usually butterflies, Nick.
Yeah, like, you know, like when there's just like that really hot chick and you're kind of nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know that you're gonna hate yourself if you don't say anything or try.
Yeah,
Right.
no, we get it.
Okay, so you're
kind of like that situation I was in, and I either had to break the ice or it was, you know.
Yeah.
all right. So how did you break the ice? You're sitting next to the hot chick. You're feeling all the bubbles. And could you tell that she thought you were cute too, or?
Yeah, totally. Because we kept giving like that eye, like, you know, looking, but like not really like making contact yet, you know?
Yeah.
We didn't talk very much until the game started. And then the topic of history came up, and then she killed it.
Oh.
Okay. I will always support a
Ooh,
man who is
sexy.
attracted to a smart woman.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I was like cute and smart, like double whammy.
Yeah.
So you got double whammied
There go those bubbles.
by the girl at trivia night.
Yeah, I got double whammy.
Did you guys talk a lot during the trivia, or did you kind of wait till after the game was over to make your move?
Yeah, like once we started playing trivia, you know, and drinking, we were just laughing like we had been old friends.
Oh.
Were your other friends noticing that you guys were getting along so well?
Yeah, totally. One of my buddies was like, dude, you guys need to get a room. And I was like, what?
And right there is when you hopped on Expedia and found a hotel room down the street and invited her. Yes? No? That didn't happen?
No, we ended up going back to my place.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
We stayed for a couple more. After everyone left, we had stayed and got a couple more drinks and ended up making out. And
Dude.
I was joking.
Yeah.
Nice job, Nick.
Yeah.
I thought for sure Nick was reading it wrong the whole time, and eventually we'd be like, well, Nick, she probably wasn't interested.
Yeah,
But you were spot on, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
she didn't stay the night or anything. We just made out.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
You know, I think we just both kind of didn't want to go too fast. And, you know, it's just one of the things that, like, sometimes that could ruin it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, if you don't get a call back for a second date, then, I mean, that's kind of a harsh one too, you know?
Yeah. Why do you think she's not calling you back? I mean, sounds like you had fun. You ended up making out.
Yeah, we were going at it hard and everything was cool, but I don't know. Maybe it was too fast.
Did you guys have any awkward moments at your house?
The only thing I can think of is that we were making out and she kind of paused and was like, I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Why was that weird?
That part wasn't the weird part. What was weird is that she had sat down further from me when she had came back from the bathroom.
Like she didn't want to be next to you?
Right. She had came back from the bathroom and then the vibe was all thrown off and she had sat further away from me.
Whoa.
Did you try to kiss her again after that?
Of course, I was trying to make out with her.
So did you guys make out more or not? Or was that it? Did she go to the bathroom and then she was just done with you?
I mean, she sat a little closer and then I went in again for a kiss and it was just like a peck.
Oh, weird.
Wow. I wonder what happened
In the bathroom.
in the bathroom. And she's like, oh, don't touch me.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what I just did.
That is.
Maybe that was it.
I'm thinking the complete opposite. Like he's either a bad kisser or smells horrible or something. That
There's no way I smell horrible. I smell great. And why would she even have kissed me to begin with?
Yeah. How long were you making out before she went to the bathroom?
I mean, we were going at it like, you know, it was sparks were flying.
So I think if you were a bad kisser or you smelled funny, she would have not made out with you for very long.
I don't even think she would have came over to my house.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, guys.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, hang on. If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Nick is on the phone with us. And you might know Nick by his other name, Nick the Trivia Night Gigolo.
Oh.
That's right.
Well, hello, Nick.
Bouncing around from trivia night to trivia night all over the city, preying on the lustful eyes of the ladies. That's what Nick does.
No.
Yeah, come on, Nick.
Trivia playa.
This isn't your first rodeo, is it? You've been hitting up trivia nights 7 days a week, just scoring left and right with the ladies. We know how you do it.
No, it's not even like that.
Yeah, gigolos always deny it, don't
Yeah.
they?
Nick met a girl named Lisa at a trivia night. They ended up making out back at his place. And then in the middle of it, she stopped to go to the bathroom, dropped a deuce, and then came back.
She did not. You don't know that.
I'm
Don't
just
put that on
speculating.
her,
I'm
okay? We haven't
speculating.
even talked to her yet.
And then she came back and she was very awkward, according to Nick. And then she left and she has not called him back since. So we're about to get her on the phone and find out why. There's nothing else that you can think of, Nick? No reasons why she wouldn't want to be calling you back?
Dude, no, I have no idea why. I'm super confused about it.
And there hasn't been any rumors circulating amongst your friends since you guys met?
I asked my friends, but they just don't even give me anything. They're just like, whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so nobody knows. All right, well, I'll dial their phone number right now and see if we can find out why, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Lisa there?
This is her.
Hey, Lisa, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, what?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
No, yeah, I know the show. I just don't know why you would be calling me.
Oh, nice. How often do you listen to the show?
Once in a while, I do.
Okay, have you ever heard of a second date update before?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, that's why I'm calling you today.
What?
Yeah. You recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and now you're not calling him back, so he asked us to get you on the phone and find out why.
Who is it?
His name is Nick.
Oh, Nick from the trivia night?
Yeah, that Nick. Is there another Nick that you think might want to call you on the radio?
No, and no. I just
So yes, Nick from the trivia night emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone to find out why you're not calling him back. Did you like Nick?
yeah, he was great.
You sound that with not much heart in when you said that. It didn't sound very believable.
It's just I've never really been in that situation before, so it's just all a little bit.
What
crazy.
situation? A trivia night?
No. I liked Nick, but we just like can never date.
Why?
I don't think it's like possible.
Are you not attracted to him or something?
No, I am definitely attracted to him.
Okay, so
Okay,
you
wait,
liked him and you're attracted to him, but
Yeah.
you guys could never date.
That makes sense.
So I'll just explain it. I was at the trivia night, and I was feeling kind of weird, like I had a bit of a scratchy throat. And I was kind of worried maybe I was getting sick or something, but then it went away. And so, we just kept hanging out, and we went back to his place, and we were having a good time. And then I started to not feel that good again. And then I had a runny nose while we were kissing, and I got really sort of worried or embarrassed. So I went to the bathroom to see the runny nose thing. I just was hoping he wouldn't notice. And when I was in the bathroom, I looked in the mirror. I realized I had a rash. Yeah,
like on your face, you had a rash?
Like on my neck a little bit.
Okay.
And yeah.
What does this have to do with him, though?
Well, so that's the whole thing. So while I was in the bathroom, the rash sort of calmed down. I blew my nose. I went back out, and I started to feel a little bit better. But then as he got closer to me, I started to feel like the rash started coming back, and I started to get runny nose again. So I excused myself, and I went home, and I looked it all up on Google and everything, and I think I know it sounds crazy, but I think I'm allergic to him.
What?
No, that's impossible.
You think you're allergic to Nick?
Yeah, I seriously do, because he doesn't have dogs or cats or anything, and I was fine until I was hanging out with him. It started at the trivia night when I started talking to him, and that's when I started having a scratchy throat. And then, the closer I got to him, the more allergic
of a reaction I had. And I looked at it online. It's like, it's rare, but it's not a thing. Like,
Wait.
people can get allergic to people.
Are you sure you just weren't like nervous and that was how your body was dealing with lots of nerves because you liked them?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've liked other people and not broken out in a rash and sniffles before.
Well, don't you think maybe there's something that he's wearing maybe that you're allergic to, like a cologne or
No,
something?
because I actually asked him that, like, what type of deodorant he used, and he said he didn't use any deodorant.
Ew.
And, like, yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of like that about him. I was like, oh, cool, he's all natural. But then, like, nothing. Like, I don't know what it could be. I think, honestly, like, I think it's, like, the way people can be allergic to some dogs and not all dogs. Like, I'm allergic to some people and not all people.
So you're allergic to Nick.
I think I'm allergic to him, yeah. Which is a bummer because I really liked him.
Oh, my God.
Are you sure you shouldn't get this like actually looked at by a doctor before you start self-prescribing off of WebMD?
Other people, like, there was a whole forum about it. Other people have gone through it. So I felt like, oh, this is what it is. Whoa. You know, I seem to match up with other people.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, Lisa, I'd hate to give you another allergy attack, but I do have to let you know that Nick is actually on the other line and wants to talk to you.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Lisa, are you serious? You're making that up. There's no way.
I wish I was. Like, I so wish I was making it up. I wish it was anything else because I really liked you, but I definitely think I'm allergic to you.
People can't be allergic to other people.
No, they really can be. It's just like I was saying before, like you heard it, like the way like I can be allergic to some dogs but not all dogs, you know? It's like
I don't know. You're reading stuff on the internet. You should like go get checked out and stuff before, jumping the gun like that.
Well, all I know is that when I was around you, I was sniffling and had rashes and a sore throat, and the minute I left your apartment, I was fine.
So maybe it was something in my apartment. How do you know it was me? It wasn't like you were breaking out when we were making out at the bar.
No, but I was. That was the whole thing. Like, I got to the bar, I felt fine, I met you, and then I started having, like, a really scratchy throat. And then it sort of went away, and then it kept coming back, and then by the time we were full on making out, my nose was running. It's like, it's not your fault at all. It's nothing you did. I think it's, like, your pheromones or something. They just, like, they don't match with mine. And I'm super sorry. I'm like really bummed out. I liked you so much.
Dude, this is unbelievable. I can't even believe this.
I can't either.
No, me neither.
Lisa, are you making this up? Did you like know the whole time he was on the phone or something and you're just trying to spare his feelings? Be honest.
No, God, no. It's a real thing. I looked it up on the internet. It's like hypohomoallergicness. So it's like allergic to another Homo sapien, like a human.
Have you ever been allergic to anybody else, Lisa, or just is this the first time?
No, that's what's so crazy. It must be like adult onset.
Adult, I agree. It is crazy. It's very crazy that you would have this reaction to Nick.
No way.
So could you like take a Claritin before you hang out with him or something?
I don't think that's an option. I don't want to take the chance. Like, what if it gets worse, Like, what if it's like peanuts or something and people die?
Yeah.
I don't want to take the chance.
You don't want to mess with those allergies. Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Would you at least like to give it one more shot to test your allergy to make sure that you're allergic to Nick before saying no and go out on another date with him? We will pay for it.
No, I'm pretty confident with my diagnosis, so thank you, though.
All right.
And you're great. I think you're gonna find someone awesome who's not allergic to you.
Dang, man. All the reasons that I've been blown off by a girl, this is definitely the worst.
I'm really sorry. I think you're great.
Seriously? Don't you think maybe you could build up a tolerance, like, over time with me?
I don't want to risk it. Like I said, I mean, it's my health.
It's her health.
Nick, I'm sorry. Not a success for you today. You did not get a second date. And Lisa, thank you for being on the phone with us. I appreciate you telling us what happened.
Yeah, sure, no problem. If I can bring awareness,
If you can bring awareness. Yeah, we got to get you a wristband so you can wear it so you can talk about the cause. The girl on the phone to do a second date update today spent her first date in my own personal hell.
Uh-oh. Chuck E. Cheese?
No, worse than that for me.
Really?
They spent an afternoon together at Target.
I love Target. Are you kidding
I know
me?
you do, but as a guy who've had many girlfriends who like to wake him up Sunday morning when he's hungover and go, let's go to Target and walk around for a while. It hurts me to my core to have to talk about this. Her name is Lucia. She's on the phone right now. And apparently, for her first date, her and this guy went to Target. Lucia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God. Did you go on your date and then come back with the best curtains and that candle that you didn't know that you needed when you left Target?
No, that's not what happened.
That's why it takes 17 hours to go there.
Oh, they have such good stuff.
Lucia, how does one go on a first date to Target anyway?
Well, in my situation, the guy's name is Terrence. I met him at a work function, and he asked me out, and I said yes. So I waited a few days and hit him up and said, hey, I'm going to Target. Do you want to come? And he said yes.
That's impressive, because if you would have said this, we would have been like, I'm super busy today, but maybe we could go to dinner or something sometime.
Well, I feel like, dinner, pressure, it comes with dinner, and it's then you got to think what you're going to talk about and the whole thing.
Well, how was the date at Target?
I thought the date went really, really well. We had a lot of fun. We looked at quilts and, and lots of, and then I suggested that we go to the movies, which was next door.
Okay.
Okay, so that you turned it into a legit date. You didn't just go shopping for a half hour. You guys did the movie too.
Well, that's what I do. I invite a guy to Target. If I like him enough, then, we'll continue after Target, go see a movie.
You said this is what I do. Does that mean you take all of your dates to Target?
Yes.
Really?
I mean, well,
I've never heard of anybody taking a date to Target ever.
Well, when you're dating someone, you're trying to find out what you have in common. And when you go to a restaurant, it takes about an hour. It takes much longer. So if you go to Target, you can figure that out in 15 minutes.
I guess, you could tell what kind of stuff they want to see, where they want to shop, what kind of clothes they like. You can do all that.
That's what I'm telling you. I think it's awesome. If someone doesn't like Target, then you know right away it's not going to work.
I will say there's a lot of opportunity for good conversation starters, right?
Exactly. You see things that spark your interest. Hey, do you have this in your house? Hey, funny story, I burnt something on using that iron,
some people meet at Starbucks to see if the conversation is good over coffee. You just like to do it over Massimo or whatever they sell there. So did you guys end up going to the movie?
No. He said that he had to go because he didn't have any time.
Oh, so he wasn't feeling it then.
Well, I believed him, but then when I hit him up a few days later, he never responded.
So he hasn't said anything to you since your Target experience?
No.
Did he seem bored, or did he seem fully engaged and having fun?
I know when we got to the DVD section, we had a bunch of laughs there. I don't know.
Talking about all the different kinds of movies you've seen.
Yeah. I thought it was a good date.
Do you think he thought it was a date, or he was just hanging out with his new friend at Target?
Well, here's the thing. He asked me out. So I feel like he knew it was a date.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did he ask you out to go somewhere, and then you just texted him and were like, I'm about to go to Target in an hour. Do you want to join me?
Yes.
Okay, because if I were him, I'd be like, oh, she doesn't really want to date me. She just sort of wants to be friends or something.
But then you'd still say yes to the movie at the end, right?
I don't know, not necessarily, because I might think, hey, it's just my buddy, and now she wants to go see a movie, and we're going to sit there and share popcorn, and maybe not even share popcorn.
So you think that he thinks that I just want to be friends?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. A possibility is that could be one of the reasons why he's not calling you back.
Well, I made it clear on my text messages that I'd like to go out with him again, so I don't really know how that would be the case.
Okay, and he says nothing back to you at all?
Nothing.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of him?
I don't want to, stalk him and scare him off, but, a few times.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay. Thank you.
Hang up. We are actually learning something from today's second date update, and that's that dating has changed. No longer is it dinner. You should take your first date to a department store.
Oh, hey.
That's right. You just walk around a place like Target and you take them over to the home furnishing sections and go, ooh, look, some Martha Stewart collection towels. What do you think about those? And then you see if they have similar interests. That's what Lucia did on her first date, and apparently that's what she's been doing for a lot of her first dates. Yeah. When a guy wants to go out with her, she'll hit him up and be like, hey, I'm going to Target. You want to come with me? And if they seem like they have a lot in common and they like the same things at Target, then she'll be like, let's go to the movies or something after and continue the date. If not, then she just splits and goes like, yeah, that guy's a jerk.
Like a pre-date.
And her most recent Target date is a guy named Terrence that she met at a work function. They went and hung out at Target. She really liked him. She invited him to the movies after. He said, oh, I got to go. And he hasn't talked to her ever since. All right, Lucia, are you ready to call him and see why he's not getting back to you?
I'm ready.
Lucia, can I ask you, what's your success rate with the Target test?
Well, that's how I met my last boyfriend.
Oh, okay. So apparently it works for you. All right, well, I'm about to dial Terrence's phone number, see if we can get him on the phone and find out why he's not calling you back, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Terrence, please?
This is Terrence.
Hey, Terrence, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Sorry, from what?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay.
Okay, how you doing?
I don't understand. Why are you calling me?
I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they're wondering why you're not calling them back.
So, you're doing a show about it?
Yeah, well, it's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update. You recently went on a date with a girl named Lucia.
Okay.
Well, Lucia emailed us and told us about your little Target experience, and she says that she's asked you out a few times after that, and you just aren't responding to her, so she's wondering if you didn't want to see her again and if she did something wrong on your date.
Well, I mean, if you call a date like walking around Target and like shopping, you know, just like getting stuff.
By the way, I want to point out, I told her how weird it sounds to take somebody on a date to Target.
Yeah, but if you don't like a person, why are you going to agree to go hang out with them at Target? Like, you liked her at the beginning of this.
Well, I mean, yeah, and she's like cool and she's really cute, you know, which is like, I mean, I'm like a really simple dude. I'm down to hang out at Target. I just didn't really know what the deal was, you know. We're like walking around. She's like shopping, you know, like she got like a towel set and toothpaste and like toilet paper, you know, just like she's like shopping.
Right.
Okay.
And I got like some Twizzlers because I love Twizzlers.
And they have them there, which is great. They have everything.
Totally. But we're like in the checkout line, right? And I'm like behind her and she's running all her stuff and it comes out to like $96.
Mm-hmm.
The checkout person is like tells her the total and she turns and looks at me and she says, "Are you going to get this?"
No. She
had you buy her stuff at Target?
I didn't know what to do.
What did you do?
I paid for it.
You paid for her stuff at Target.
I mean, well, I was like, what? I didn't know if we were on a date. I thought maybe she's gonna give me cash, you know, like she didn't have any, or like pay me, like say I'll write you a check or I'll pay.
Yeah.
Like,
What when she first? Okay, so when she turned to you and said, "Are you gonna pay for this?" What was your first reaction to her? Because I would have laughed and been like, "No."
I just like we're in line, you know. It's like there are people behind us, so I kind of just panicked and I gave the checkout lady my card.
And she didn't offer to reimburse you at any point. Like, I forgot my credit card, I'll pay you back later type of situation.
I don't even know if she said thank you.
What?
Really?
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Is it like paying for dinner, though? Like,
No.
You feel like she used you to buy her groceries or something?
I don't feel like she used me. She totally used me. Honestly, like, if that's how she is, it was a pretty cheap lesson,
You know what I mean? I'm glad that I learned it at the start.
Yeah.
She says she really likes you. That's the thing.
Well, would you like me if I bought you your groceries?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I would. I would really appreciate that. Maybe you and I should hang out sometimes since you like doing that for people, Terrence. So I also need to let you know that Lucia is actually on the other line listening to this conversation, too.
No way.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Hey.
I'm so confused what's going on right now. I don't understand anything.
What are you confused about? You made me buy your groceries.
Well, I thought we were on a date and you were a gentleman, and everybody knows on a first date, the gentleman pays.
No.
Are you Lucia?
They pay.
What are you
Lucia,
talking about?
they don't normally pay for your groceries at Target.
Yes, they do. That's how I found my last boyfriend. And other guys don't seem to have a problem.
It just sounds like you're using men to just pay for your lifestyle.
No, it was a first date. He should have paid, you know? He would have paid the same amount for dinner. We just got towels and stuff.
But that's the thing on a date, like you both do something together, like you have dinner, then you both have dinner.
And
this is different because I'm just buying your.
No, didn't we spend time together? Like, that was part of the date. We had fun together. We spent time. That's what you do. And I shared stories with you. See, sharing. I shared.
What?
And the guy pays on a first date.
Are you joking with this right now?
Look, I have taken plenty of guys to Target, and they don't seem to have an issue.
Well, they don't have an issue because you probably never hear from them again.
No, they're just different. You're cheap, and they're not.
Are you guys hearing this? I mean, this is what I'm up against. Am I crazy here or what?
No.
No, I don't think
she's a nut job.
This is what happens. This is what has worked for me in the past. And I genuinely thought he was a nice guy.
Okay,
but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah, not only that, but you're the one that asked him out. So even if you guys were going to dinner, you should have been the one paying. I mean, that's kind of the general rule, right?
Well, no, technically, he asked me out on the first date.
Okay.
Right?
And then
I just happened to be going to Target.
And you made that date Target, and you thought he should have been a gentleman and paid for your first date at Target.
Exactly. So I'm completely innocent in all this. I mean, it was a first date. He should have paid.
You know what?
right?
Yep, Lucia,
God.
Lucia, you were exactly right. And I'm sorry that he's overreacting about that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm sorry.
Dude, stop it. She's going to take you seriously.
She should take me seriously. Lucia,
You are overreacting.
yes, he is, right, Lucia? But would you like to go out with him again, though? We'll pay for a second date, wherever you want to go, Walmart even.
Before I would have said yes, but not now.
Really?
No, I'm not interested in going out with someone who doesn't know proper etiquette for a first date.
And I think you're completely justified, Lucia. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But, well, I don't want to go out with him, but you guys, I mean, for participating, I wouldn't mind the gift cards.
Some gift cards?
You want the gift? You want the dinner even though you're not getting a second date?
Well, this has been very stressful.
It has been. Lucia, no, Lucia, you're right. This has been stressful for you.
do it, dude.
And he was kind of a jerk about the whole thing. I'm sorry, Terrence, but you were. He was.
Oh, my God.
So, you know what? I'm going to put you on hold, and then I'm going to get you a bunch of gift cards, okay?
Oh, Jubal.
Yeah.
You're such a liar.
You're welcome. Hang on the phone, okay?
Okay, love you guys.
You too.
Dude, you are not making things better. That girl is nuts.
I just want to do more second date updates with her. I know we're going to get more.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 says, thanks a lot. I just punched my radio. I think I may have broken my hand.
Smart move.
Talking about the second date update. In case you missed it, Lucia wanted to call a guy named Terrence. They went out on a date to Target, of all places.
That's weird.
And she made him pay for everything that she wanted from Target.
She's smart.
I don't know, though. It was a cute date, but it...
I would like someone to take me on a date to Target.
Yeah. She basically thought, hey, we were going on a date. You're the guy you're supposed to pay. Just pay for all my stuff at Target. She pretty much just used him to go on a Target trip.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
And wanted to go out with him again, probably so he could buy more things at Target or maybe head on over to Walmart. Who knows?
Walmart date.
She probably left some stuff off her list.
And he decided not to go out with her again. Surprisingly, everybody on the text message board at 78592 hates this woman from today's second date update. I don't know. I thought it was a beautiful story.
She's smart.
Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Today, a listener named Patrick is on the phone to do a second date update. He sent us an email that said he doesn't go out with a lot of girls. So he's really hoping that he can get another date
Oh, I already like him.
with Vicky. I guess that's the girl that he went out with, or maybe it's just somebody else, but that's the name he mentioned in his email. Patrick, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
He's
Sounds like we're doing better than you are.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Quite the intro,
I didn't mean to just punch you in the gut right away there.
I think you had already punched him, and then you punched him again with that second one.
Welcome to the show, Patrick.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. So your email said that you're really excited about this girl because you don't go out on a lot of dates.
Well, I go on dates. It's just they're few and far between. There's been 3 in the past couple of years.
Oh, now
3 in the past couple of years is not a bad ratio.
Hey, come on. That may be by your choice, right, Patrick? You're just really picky. Is that it?
Not so much that I'm picky. I'll pretty much go out with anyone. It's just I'm not very good at conversations.
Oh, all right. So you clam up a little bit when it comes to going on dates.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, if you have trouble talking to people, then how'd the conversation go on your date?
It actually went surprisingly well. I have an icebreaker that I bring with me, and I use it on this date with Vicky.
That you bring with you, icebreaker. You're not bringing an ice pick on dates. That could be scary.
Well, no, it's not an actual icebreaker. It doesn't break ice.
Oh, that's good.
What I did was I set up just, a casual restaurant date, and I brought my potted plant.
You what?
I said I brought my potted plant with me.
Like an actual indoor plant you brought with you?
Yeah, just like a succulent,
So it's a small plant.
What is that?
Yeah, and just plop it down there on the table, and it's the only table that has a plant on it, and girls always ask about it.
Okay,
All right,
'cause
so
why wouldn't you?
Do you always bring a potted plant with you on your dates?
Yeah, I've actually found for the past 3 that it's worked really, really well.
No, it hasn't, Patrick, because you've only had 3 dates in a couple years, and you're on the phone with us.
Right, but every date that I brought the plant on, the girl laughs, and that takes the focus away from me. So it gets rid of my anxiety about the date, and it just lets us kind of, as I said before, break the ice.
I will say, at first, I was pretty judgy, but when you paint it like that, the plant sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Kind of works.
It really works. We talk about watering it, playing music to the plant, pruning it, and like how the greenness in the room just brings out a happier mood for people. We end up talking about the plant for the entire date.
Okay, so it's sort of like you bring your own wingman, except your wingman is a plant.
Oh, good analogy.
Yeah, you could say it's like a wingman, but I think it's much better than a wingman because it allows me then to control the conversation and there's no blocking going on from the plant.
Yeah, that's true. And when you wait, though, they're going to develop someday and they're going to be able to steal your girl. You never know.
I hope not.
I mean, the plant sounds great in the initial, break the ice moment, but when you say that you talked about it the entire time, was she able to learn about who you were as well?
Yeah, so, as we're talking about plants and plant facts, I get to put in little bits of information about myself in there, and, as it relates to the conversation, that's when I can talk about myself.
So you're like, who else loves water?
Yeah.
This guy. Can't get enough.
Yeah, I mean, more or less.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. How did it work then? So the date, you guys obviously had a conversation a lot about the plant, but what happened at the end of the date?
Well, at the end of the date, I decided to just, I kept the whole plant thing going, and I ordered an Uber, and I put the plant in initially as a joke, and tucked it in, put a seatbelt on it, whispered to the plant, and then I said to her, "Oh well, time for the plant to go home." And she laughed. She thought it was funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is funny.
But then I was like, "Oh, if the plant goes, I have to go too." So, and that's kind of how I wrapped it up.
All right. Did she seem like she wanted to hang out longer without the plant?
I don't know. It was really difficult to read her towards the end, but she did give me a hug. So that was a big thumbs up there.
Yeah.
She gave you a hug. Well, what I'm thinking is she might not be calling you back because maybe she was hoping you would have made that joke about the plant going home and you two could have still hung out the rest of the night. But instead you were like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here too, and then left.
I hope that's not the case. If that's so, then I guess the plant did end up blocking me.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
That plant's not going to get water for a week now.
And how long has it been since you heard from her?
Well, I was texting her last week. She'll respond if I say, hi, how are you? How's your day going?
Uh-huh.
But if I ask her if she wants to go on another date, she doesn't respond.
Huh.
All right, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Great. Sounds great. Thank you.
Hang on. We're right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, Patrick is on the phone. And I'm really surprised that Patrick is not getting a call back from the girl he went out with. Her name is Vicky. Because on his first date, he gave her the old green thumb. That's right.
Sounds so
what girl
weird.
can resist?
For all you perverts out there that are thinking about what the green thumb could be, you're exactly right.
No!
He gave her a plant. Well, he didn't actually give it to her. He brought a plant on his first date because Patrick says that he's not the best conversationalist when it comes to the ladies, and he gets a little nervous. So he brings a plant along with him as an icebreaker. Then they can start talking about the plant, and hopefully it leads to other things.
Patrick, you are a sweet underdog in this story, and I really, really hope that there is a reasonable explanation for her not calling you back.
Well, I hope so too. Thank you
Yeah.
for one person being on my side.
I'm on your side completely, man. I really want you to get another date with her.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure out why she's not calling you back, okay?
Super.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak to Vicky, please?
This is she who's speaking.
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. How are you?
I'm sorry, who is it?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. Does that mean anything to you?
Like the radio?
Yeah, kind of like it.
Or exactly like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard of our show before?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm really confused right now.
Well, let me help you out. We recently got an email from one of our listeners, and it was about you.
Whoa.
That's
okay.
You,
probably the appropriate response.
You went out on a date with a dude named Patrick a little while ago.
Oh, gosh.
Come on, Patrick the plant guy.
I know, Pap.
Okay, well, Patrick emailed us because he said he really enjoyed your date, but now you're not calling him back. So he thought maybe we could get you on the phone and find out what went wrong.
Wow, okay.
I'm hoping that you just have like a reasonable excuse. Like, you've been out of town for work. Patrick was a great guy. You're ready to give him another shot.
Not quite.
Oh, really?
So what'd you think of Patrick?
He was really nice. I mean, he's pretty awkward, but he means well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are positives.
So nice overall, though.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Can I tell you what he told us about your date, and then you see if you agree?
Please.
Okay. So he said that when you guys went out, he took a plant along with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that so he can have an icebreaker to start a conversation.
He said that it made you laugh. Like, I mean, who wouldn't laugh at that situation?
I was laughing, but I think it was for a different reason than he thought.
What do you
Like
mean?
you were laughing at him and not with him?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but this is not the first time this year that I go out with a dude who brings a plant.
What? What? You've gone out with a plant guy before Patrick the plant guy?
I know. It's totally unbelievable, but it's true.
Where are you meeting these men? In like an arboretum or something, or a greenhouse?
No, I was completely shocked, and then I realized what was going on.
Why you must be putting some sort of bring a plant on the date vibe out. I don't know.
What was going on?
So after the first time that happened to me, I was really weirded out, and then I thought, well, that guy's just a creep. So I didn't think about it any further. But then after Patrick did it too, I was like, something's going on. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, what's this horrible trend of dudes taking plants on dates?
So after I went out with Patrick, I got home and I Googled it. And sure enough, I found it on a dating blog. I guess it's a way for guys to break the ice when they're out with a girl.
Really? Oh, wow. It's like a self-help type thing?
Yeah, I mean, this is for guys who really have trouble talking to women who get, like, sweaty hands, and I guess it's supposed to help.
That's so sweet, though.
So now there's a new trend among guys that I haven't heard of yet of bringing plants with you so that you can talk to your date.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and he even used some of the suggested moves that I read. So I think that's when I was like, okay, no.
What are the suggested... Wait, you have to tell me what the suggested moves are.
Well, one of them that I read was to order a beer for the plant and then pour it in. And sure enough, he did.
So he's stealing all of his moves from this dating blog.
So good, though.
I mean, it just wasn't original, and I
Yeah.
just wanted him to be himself.
And you run the risk of getting that plant hammered, and we know how mouthy they can be when they're drunk.
Handsy, too.
Overall, it was just kind of disappointing because I want to get to know someone for who they are and not someone who's just putting on an act.
Yeah, but you
Right.
gotta give him some credit. It wasn't like an act to get you in bed. It was an act to break his own weird anxiety stuff.
I mean, how do you know that he didn't want to get me in bed with the plan?
Well, I mean,
Was it an eggplant that he took with him? Because if it was,
dude,
that means business.
that would have been amazing.
I just thought it was really weird.
Yeah, it is really weird. It's weird that you went out with two guys who
It
did
is.
this.
Two plant guys.
Lucky me.
Yeah, and it's even weirder that one of those guys is actually on the phone listening and wants to talk to you. And that guy is Patrick.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Hey, Vicky.
Oh, no, come on.
So you figured me out, huh?
I sure did.
Well, I mean, you know why I did it. Just anxiety gets to me, especially being on a date with someone as beautiful as yourself.
Aww.
Aw.
That's nice.
Come on.
That's really nice, but I just wish you could have been more genuine instead of following instructions from a blog.
Well, as a matter of fact, the blog did say to use a different type of plant, and I just went with the one that I felt comfortable with.
Oh, look at that. The comfortable plant.
Yeah, so he put his own spin on it, Vicky.
I mean, it's not the type of plant, it's just the plant.
See what's going on here? We're still talking about the plant, Vicky, just like the date.
Oh, you are smooth, Patrick.
Right, and that was the problem, that I wanted to get to know you, not the plant.
Right, and getting to know me takes a while. I'm, a complex person.
Oh, my God.
You guys are laughing, but I'm a complex person, and I do enjoy plants. I have plenty of plants around my house, and it you know what? It eases my anxiety, it eases my tensions, and provides fresh air for my home.
There you go.
See, look at that.
Hey, Vicky, Patrick is a complex person. Would you like to go out with him again for a second date and get to explore all of his complexities? We will pay for it. We'll pay for a second date.
I feel like you should really give him a second chance. Like, he understands that you were uncomfortable with the plant. You want to see who he is.
I don't know. I just feel like if Patrick could talk to me about him or I instead of
the plant, then maybe
No.
that would be.
Well, Vicky, I'm gonna jump in here because, look, I hear you, and you wanna converse. So something you didn't learn about me on the date is that I'm actually a pro yo-yoer.
Wow.
Dude, that is like, it's almost like a celebrity.
Is that for real, Patrick?
Yeah, I've been doing it for over 16 years now, and I've got tricks that I do myself that nobody else does.
There you go, Vicky. That's something interesting. A pro yo-yoer.
That's just not really a big turn on for me.
What are you talking about? Walk the dog? Hello.
Oh, walking the dog is old school. My tricks are so much better than that.
Come on, Vicky. A pro yo-yoer who needs a plant in order to start a conversation. You're telling me that you're not turned on because I've got to take a shower.
You know what they say about a man who can handle a yo-yo, Vicky?
And I don't, actually. I feel like if this, then what else? What other weird thing is going to pop up?
Vicky, the one other thing that you need to know about me is that I really genuinely like you. 100% really do. I promise. It's not a lie.
I don't think I can do it.
Oh, man. Vicky, that was so heartfelt.
Dude, give up, Patrick. It's not going to happen. You've tried your best.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was easy. Patrick, time to move on, I guess. And Vicky, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
At least you have a cool story to tell about your date. Patrick, next time, don't give up the fight so quick, man.
Okay.
All right. Work in progress.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. It says, honestly, I think it's less weird that he thought to bring a plant on his date because he found it on a dating website. I just thought he had an obsession with plants. And so I would have gone out with him after I found that out.
Yeah.
Talking about today's second date update. That was taped while Brooke was still here. Jackie is in studio filling in while Brooke's out on maternity leave. But Patrick wanted to call a girl named Vicky who wasn't calling him back after their date. The reason that she wasn't calling him back was because, well, it wasn't because he brought a plant on the date. So he brought a plant on the date as a conversation starter, and he spent the whole time talking about the plant, and he thought that's why she wasn't calling back.
He's a nervous guy.
But
so.
she had actually had that happen to her before.
What?
Because apparently it's on some dating website, and dudes have been bringing plants on dates as conversation starters. So that wasn't the weirdest part, but it was just the fact that he was like awkward and couldn't have a conversation and just kind of talked about the plant the whole time.
Yeah.
And
His
she
voice
thought,
is really soothing too. It kind of made me. I would have fallen asleep, I think, on the date.
yeah, she thought maybe he didn't have a lot to offer other than just being awkward.
Yeah.
But he did say that he is a yo-yo player. Professional yo-yoer, right? Yo-yo player is probably not the right word. I probably offended a lot of yo-yoers out there, but like a pro yo-yoer. So,
Do you guys get what it's like to be? Well, I mean, I guess you guys do get what it's like to be. It's horrible. It is horrible to be single with these kind of people out there.
You got to resort to all kinds of things.
this is what you get. This is your dating pool.
This is what's left. The plant yo-yo people.
And remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Today's second date update has almost all of the components of a perfect love story.
Oh, I love it already.
You have a house party with tons of people,
That's not really how.
alcohol, a drunken hookup in the bathroom.
Gross. Come on. That's no Ryan Gosling film.
But Callie, who is on the phone to do a second date update with us today, missed one of the major components of the perfect love story. We've got all those things.
Okay.
But Callie, I read your email and it didn't say anything about puking. And everybody knows that every love story has to have a little puking in it.
Of course.
Oh, God.
Callie, you want to tell us a little bit about your love story?
Well, I didn't puke. Maybe I should have.
Yes.
Then the evening probably would have ended a little earlier.
If you would have puked, you wouldn't be doing a second date update right now. You'd be getting married probably.
What man doesn't love a puker is what you're saying?
Apparently, Callie met a guy at a party and they got a little drunk together.
Okay.
She's going to tell us about that. What's the guy's name?
His name is George.
Tell us a little bit about George.
My friend Becca had a party with her boyfriend. at their new house, and George works with John, Becca's boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
And we met early in the party, and it was like the best party of my life. We had an amazing time.
So you're certain that he's cute because you met him when you were still sober?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, like, I'd had maybe one or two drinks early in the evening when we first, like, really started chatting. But
okay,
he comes up to talk to me, made me laugh. We had a great time. We talked all night. It was amazing.
I want to get to the real amazing part, the hookup in the bathroom.
Oh, I knew you jumped directly there.
What happened with that?
Do we have to jump to the end first? I mean, we had a whole lovely night together.
Well, I'd like to know about that first, yeah. But if you feel like you want to tell us some other information before you get to hooking up in the bathroom, then I guess if you have to.
Just make it quick.
It just makes me sound so terrible.
No, it doesn't. You met the hot guy. I mean, he came up to you in the party.
Yeah, everything was going great. We kept drinking. I don't remember exactly the whole evening. But I remember that we danced. That was great. We started kissing. Oh, so this is embarrassing. I was talking about how I could tell the future. He was like, "What are you talking about?" So I decided to do this whole future telling thing where I started reading his palm.
Are you actually like a fortune teller, or was this just something where you were hammered and you're like, this is going to be cute?
Yeah, I just thought it would be cute. I mean, I don't know. I think I read an article about it in middle school or something.
All right, so drunken Callie thought it would be cute to tell him that you were a fortune teller.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about that?
Well, I think I remember this clearly because it was embarrassing.
Okay.
What happened?
I told him, I said, I see in your future a marriage to a short, hot blonde.
Whoa! And I'm guessing you're the short, hot blonde in that situation.
That's me. Yeah, I'm short and I'm blonde.
I thought you were going to predict the bathroom hookup, not the marriage.
Well, so then he was clearly that made him nervous, and I realized, oh God, get it together. Talking about marriage with a guy you just met. So then I was I tried to save myself and be just kidding. I just see some booty in your future.
And is that when he was like, okay, I'm on board with this. Now that you've moved on from marriage to booty, I'm down. Let's go to the bathroom.
I don't remember his response very well, but obviously it didn't end the evening.
So you guys hooked up in the bathroom?
That I can confirm. I definitely remember that. It was really hot.
Why would you not choose an open bedroom instead, Callie?
That I don't know.
And bathrooms are so much hotter anyway. Who wants to do it in a bedroom? Everybody does that. Be original. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, I'm up for adventure. We'll go wherever.
How did the bathroom session end?
I don't remember how it ends. This is why I really need your guys' help.
Do you remember even saying goodbye to this guy?
No. All I remember is that we were making out in the bathroom. It was really hot. That's the last thing I remember. I know that we did not sleep together. We did not.
I thought you said you had a hookup in the bathroom.
Yeah, but we didn't go that far.
Oh.
They just made out
That's
in
a
the bathroom.
letdown.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Phrase it differently next time. Just say you made out in the bathroom. I was all excited. Okay, so you didn't sleep with the guy.
No, I woke up on the couch at my friend Becca's house with all my clothes on, so.
But you did get his phone number because you've tried to call him.
I got his phone number from Becca, from her boyfriend John. And I texted a couple times, and I called, and it's his voice on the voicemail, so I know it's his number.
Has he responded at all to you?
No.
Okay.
And I'm really worried I did something stupid when I was drunk, but I really like this guy, so. I mean, I feel like we spent that much time together. I feel like he at least owes me a second chance.
Well, you will play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
You guys are the best. Thank you so much.
These are my favorite ones to do where people are drunk and don't remember things because I love it when they find out what they did.
Oh, God.
All right, we'll do it right after this.
Thank you.
All right, if you're just tuning in for the second date update, Callie is on the phone. She wants to call a guy named George that she met at her friend's house party. They met, had a few drinks, had a few more drinks. Sounds like Callie had a few more drinks than that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, at the end of the night, they ended up in the bathroom making out, and that's the last thing that she remembers.
It's just killing me not knowing
what went wrong.
Callie, are you sure you want to call this guy for a second date?
I've thought a lot about this, and like maybe I don't want to know, but it's better to know than not know. Like, did I say something stupid? Like I had done that whole fortune teller bit. Was he just looking for a one night stand? And was he was annoyed that I wouldn't go all the way? Like
There's a lot of questions. You're throwing a lot of questions out there, Callie.
Oh my God!
Let me remind everybody.
I've been like going around in my head forever. I have no idea.
Okay.
This
Let me
is
remind
so
everybody.
the inner dialogue of every woman ever that's made out with a guy at a party.
I need to remind everybody what the fortune teller thing was she's talking about. Apparently, at some point during the party, she was drunk and she was like, "I'm a fortune teller. Give me your hand." And then she was like, "I see you getting married to a short, hot blonde," and that's her. And she said he seemed a little weird at that point. And then you followed up with, "I also see booty in your future." Again, talking about her, which probably made him very happy. I was asking if you really wanted to call him for a second date because, look, you were drunk. You took him into the bathroom, but you guys didn't sleep together. Do you really want to be with a guy who wouldn't take advantage of that situation properly?
Yes.
I mean, that's not the kind of guy you take home to mom.
Oh, no, that is the kind of guy I would totally take him.
You're weird, Callie. Just strange.
No.
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now, get him on the phone, and find out why he's not calling you back, okay?
Oh, God, okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to George, please?
Yeah, this is he.
Hey, George, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm good. Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why?
That's a good question, George. I'm calling you today because one of our listeners emailed us about you.
Okay.
Her name is Callie.
Oh my gosh.
It's a girl that you met at a party a little while ago?
Yeah, I remember.
Well, she emailed us about you because you're not calling her back, and she's tried to get a hold of you a few times, and she's wondering if she did something wrong.
She doesn't know why I'm not calling her back?
She has no clue.
That surprises me.
Really?
Yes, that surprises me.
Why is that?
Well, just how the evening went, that's all.
She told us about when you guys met. She said you were hanging out at the party, and then she got a little drunk, did this weird fortune teller thing where she said she could see you marrying a hot blonde at some point, and you seemed weird, but she also told us you made out.
She thinks that's the reason. She thinks that's the reason I'm not calling her back?
She said it's the only thing she could think of. She also said it was very hazy because she was pretty drunk when she met you.
That doesn't surprise me.
Did she do something stupid while she was drunk?
Look, I don't want to call her out. You know, it was just a crazy night.
Can you tell us a little bit of the craziness?
No, I don't know if that's the best idea.
She told us already that you guys made out in the bathroom.
She told you that we made out in the bathroom.
Yeah. She told us all. She's the one that wants to know what happened because she doesn't remember a lot of it.
I think it's probably best that she doesn't remember it.
Really?
I would like to forget it.
It's that bad?
Well, I mean, again, I'm like, it was a crazy night. Everyone was drinking. You know, stuff happens.
What happened, though? I need to know. And, by the way, anybody who does these things, we tell them beforehand, like, hey, you may hear something embarrassing about yourself, and they co-sign. They're like, okay, that's fine. I'm willing to hear whatever it is. Mm-hmm. She doesn't care if it's embarrassing. She just wants to know what happened.
All right. We did go to the bathroom, and there is something that happened in there that will be burned into my brain for the rest of my life.
Whoa.
My mind is spinning right now. There's lots of possibilities.
I'm with you, dude.
Well, we were making out, and she just, like, stopped, right? Mm-hmm. And she whispered in my ear, "Turn around and close your eyes." So I'm thinking this is going to get pretty nice. We're going to see some...
I don't know if anybody had said to me, turn around and close your eyes, I'd be scared.
Well, it's the way she said it. It sounded sexy. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I was drinking too.
All right.
So I turned my
back to her, close my eyes. You know, everything's racing through my head. Like, I'm about to see this chick naked, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm willing to do whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
And then she says, okay, open your eyes. And I turn around. Oh, my gosh. I turn around, and I am not seeing a topless chick. What I'm seeing is this girl standing bottomless over the toilet and saying this, look, I'm peeing like a guy.
That was
I'm like, what are you doing?
I gotta say that.
She's like, this is a trick I learned in college.
What did you do when you saw her
I was
doing it?
really hydrated because it went for a long time.
Did you just leave at that point? I don't know how I would have handled that.
I mean, I was completely horrified, if I don't need to say that.
Yeah.
She puts on her clothes, and I take her out to the living room and just kind of plop her on the couch.
Oh, you're no fun. Come on, that's a
man.
good trick.
What do you want him to do, Brooke?
Here's the kicker. This is my friend's house. So I went back into the bathroom and cleaned
Oh,
the piss
man.
from the bathroom.
That
That was
sucks.
my wild night.
Sounds like a lot of fun. No wonder why you're not calling her back.
Oh, I think it's
I
hysterical.
mean, do you blame me now?
Not really.
Not at all.
Although it does sound like a cool party trick I'd like to see.
It is
George.
a cool one.
George, I have to tell you something real quick.
What's up?
She's actually on the other line listening.
Who, Callie?
Yeah. Callie, are you there?
I'm here.
Did you hear that whole conversation that we just had with him?
Unfortunately, I heard it.
I am impressed.
George, I am so sorry. Oh, my God.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't have. I feel bad. I really wouldn't have said this on the radio.
Well,
It was shared.
no, I did ask them to. Now I don't know why. Clearly, I created all my own problems here.
Oh, poor Callie.
Do you remember doing that at all, Callie?
I don't remember that at all. If it, I did learn that trick in college. In college, I was really good at it, though. I didn't splash everywhere.
Oh my God.
Was this
I
like a...
swear I have not done that since like my junior year of college. Like, it's kind of really fast.
That was a little throwback for you, just trying to see if you could still do it.
I mean, I learned back then that other people are actually not impressed, so I stopped doing it.
That's so weird.
But you see, George, Callie liked you so much she was trying to impress you.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely left an impression.
But can't you see, George? Like, she's just a fun girl. That's a funny trick. You know, like,
Gross.
whatever. Like, you could look past that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
But everything was good up until the peeing all over everything point.
I kind of feel like the peeing overshadows pretty much anything positive that came out of it.
I've learned that a lot in life on many occasions.
You have?
Yeah, peeing usually trumps everything else that happened up until that point.
I do like her delivery of it, though. Like it was going to be a big surprise.
Yeah.
Turn around.
Yeah, look
A magic trick. Look at that.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Hey, George, at this point, I would love to ask if you'll go on a second date with Callie. I will pay for it.
You know, I think I'm gonna pass.
Oh, come on.
man.
Callie, you do seem like a nice person, but, you know, I really wouldn't be able to look at you the same.
Oh. Kelly, you tell him how great you are.
Well, at this point, I feel like I couldn't look him in the eyes, so it's probably for the best.
All right, well, not a successful second date then, but maybe you can be friends.